a bow can be made to correct your this, but there will be some punishment in such a way that the punishment will not be more than your physical body can handle. But it's not like writing it off. No. Punishments will come. Let's say, for instance, the thing that you have done and it's very bad, and someone is supposed to shoot you with gun, and then you die, and that is the payment for whatever you have done. I don't know, I'm just giving an example. So what may happen is that you may be, that is the point that you need to die for whatever wrong you have done. As karma may pay you according to your deeds. So if you do a bow or do vosa or what the white man call ritual, that, oh, I have realized that I have done things and I want to pay for my wrongdoings, but I don't want the punishment to destroy me, but I should be able to live and continue worshiping God. I should also continue to live to help humanity move forward. What may happen is that you may be going somewhere and you may have a car accident. And in that car accident, you are not going to die. Maybe you break a limb. The pain that you will be having, which you have already inflicted on people, would have come. You will be feeling pain. You broke a limb. So now you are not dead. Then slowly that heal. You are okay. Then one day you are going somewhere and somebody throws stone, hit your head, bah! You say, Ajay, and then you went to hospital and then you treated. So the punishment is coming in a way that it will not destroy you, but you are feeling the pain. That is what a bow and ritual can do, by trying to edit and also by reducing the impact of what would have happened and destroy you when rituals are done. Then the spirit world knows that you have recognized your own wrongdoing and you are trying to do something. So they will punish you, but the punishment will come in longer form than coming as one impact to destroy you. So Dr. Sean Thompson, that's what it is. Thank you very much for that question. Then we have my cousin and big brother for Martin Kobler. Agreed, even the Bible, which I also believe is a parody and a corruption of our ancient edicts, say that their fathers' sins shall be visited upon their children. That's very, very true. Thank you very much, F.O. Martin. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. So I think we are having a very interesting conversation today. It's beginning to become interesting. As far as when a sect came into it, I think Van Perico, thank you very much for starting this conversation. It is very good that we are all learning from our own lives and our own experiences, so that tomorrow we will know what is the right thing to do and what not to do to create more of karma or sanskara, as they may call it in some what do you call it? As they may call it in Sanskrit, sanskara, that we will be able to avoid so many of them. Then we have there's a question up. Let me see. Okay, I think that one, like it, so that we know that it has been seen already. It's not going through?
It's light. It's just that I don't know.
It's what?
It's light. Just that there's an error on this page.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. So we have Vampirico. It says, Papa, is it true that as part of the Ebo of Vosa, the spirit may ask for dancing, drumming, and singing? Yes, in some shrines and temples, when a spirit mounts you, then maybe you may dance, you may drum, you may sing. But if the Vosa can be a dancing and drumming. I've not come across many of those yet. Maybe it is possible, but that you just dance and that is get to a point. You have to sing a song and dance for the black powder before even putting it on the fire. And that's the key that makes it work. But just to say that you did something wrong and the spirit will request that you should dance and then drum and then sing and that is to forgive you, I have not come across it that much. Maybe there is, but I haven't come across it yet. I haven't come across it yet. Like it and see what I do like. So how come that one is?
This one.
Okay, there's something wrong with that J. Bokor said this. Okay?
He retracted.
Okay, he retracted it, so that's why. Okay. So we have a last thing here. Good afternoon, Papa. Please, why is it that some voodoo shrines have the images of Jesus and Mary? Okay, let me take that part. I don't know why some voodoo shrines have the image of Jesus and of Mary. You see, there is a problem that is going on. A lot of times, people want to equate Christianity, Islam, and other religions into equate them with our traditional spirituality, because a lot of people know that the church doesn't have any power, but people go to church more than going to the shrine. And even if they will go to the shrine, they go in secret, hiding, night. That alone is showing the inferiority complex of the black African person who thinks that everything that comes from the European white man is better than what we have. And then there are shrines who are trying to make business by trying to get people who are Christians who are going to church to come to their shrine openly or in such a way. So they may put the image of Jesus and Mary there. So you just take it that, okay, after all, it's Jesus and Mary image. And you forget, don't you know that that image of Jesus Christ and Mary were either made out of cement, clay, plastic, wood carving, whatsoever. That so long as it's in the form of European, then it is okay. People can approach it. If it is in form of our katakrai, like our African face, and then it is too bad. It is evil. But if because I've even seen our president, the current president, trying to kiss the image of Mary. Yes, trying to kiss the image of Mary Magdalene, Mary Jesus of Mother Jesus, Mary Mother of Jesus. That's what Catholic people say. Mary Jesus, Mother of Jesus Christ. And it is okay. Everybody accepts it. Means he has done a very great job. But if our president had gone to kiss the image of any of our traditional shrine, or image in any of our traditional shrine, I tell you, hell will break loose on him in this country. And everybody would have condemned him, would have called him names, and maybe he wouldn't have been a president by now. So people putting images of Jesus Christ and white people and Mary and all kind of Indian images, it's just, even the India one is still fearful. But then the European one is fine. And people would go to that shrine without worrying, because after all, it's Jesus Christ is there. It is Mary that is there. They have forgotten that it is the same wood that was used to carve our traditional voodoo. Is the same wood that was used in carve that Jesus Christ and Mary. So some people may do it just because they want to have this thing. I have a cross in my house. there's a cross somewhere. Jesus Christ cross is somewhere with Jesus hanging on it, whether it's here or it's in the shrine there. The reason I have it in my altar is just because I want to identify and pay homage that there was this person called Jesus, whether it is real or it is not real. But because I was brought up with that there is a group of people or a section of people in the world believe that there was a man called Jesus Christ, and he was a great teacher, telling people to do unto others as they have done, they would want them to do unto themselves. So it is a point of paying homage to great teachers. Just like how I have the image of Lord Shiva in my room, and I also have image of my godfather, Tobe Tuji, my teacher also. So it is with me that I pay respect and homage to people who had taught me, or people who I learned some knowledge from. But putting Jesus Christ in front of my shrine and or putting a banner with Jesus Christ and Mary, I don't think I will do it in this life. Maybe in another lifetime, but not now. Because I may become a hypocrite. I'm teaching about our tradition. Why should I put Jesus Christ there to tell people that I am following Jesus Christ? Then I might as well go to church. This place is not a church, it's a shrine. And you take a human form and you have terminated it. So that also can also be haunting you and stopping you from being successful in the things that you want to be successful in. So when someone committed murder by killing another person, what will happen is that if the spirit of the dead person start following whoever committed the murder or crime, the person's ways and things that they will be doing will not be normal anymore. They may go to a priest, a Bokor or a Hono, to find out what is going wrong in their life. And they say, oh, there is this dead person who is following you. I have a case like that right now in the US, and I kept telling them about 1 year now or 2 years, told them that they had encouraged someone who the daughter of my client had encouraged her friend to do abortion, and during the abortion the other lady died with the baby. And now my client's daughter is being in a mess like a mad person. But then when you are telling them, people think that they also have spirits. People also think that, because they are practicing African traditional spirituality, they have power, they can control this. It is not happening. So such things happen. So the ghost of that dead person will continue following you and disturbing you. So when you go to a spiritualist, whether it's a Bokor, a Huno, or Babalawo, and the person is a very good diviner, the person can now look and tell you that, there's this spirit following you everywhere you go. That's why things are not going on well for you. That's the dead person's spirit. Then now you are going to ask that dead person's spirit that, okay, I beg you, I have committed a crime, or I killed you, or I did whatever. And I am, what should I do for you to give me peace? I am sorry. Now you are actually expressing your you are expressing your regret and your remorse, yes, to this ghost spirit. And now the ghost will now give the condition, things that you have to do so that it will now be satisfied and leave you. So this one is not like you are doing a book to remove this thing, because now you are now connected to the person whose spirit has left. And if the person's spirit agrees that there are certain things for you to do and you do it, there's no consequences in it. There was a case so many years ago, I think even before my son Senna was born, I was in Tokyo, and this lady, a Colombian woman, and the junior brother they were having a problem there, especially the junior brother. They were also in Japan those days, and they were looking for, they were trying to find a way to survive. But then there is the junior brother was always getting kind of attack, spiritual attack, and was almost getting like crazy. So they heard about me because I believe very strongly that maybe India country, they also practice some of this African traditional spirituality which has been exported into the diaspora. So they came, and then I channeled Akai to find out what exactly was going wrong. Then Akai told me that there is a man behind him, and that man was killed by that boy. And the man is looking for revenge. So I asked the boy, so what did you do? There's a man here. Even the man mentioned his name, that you killed him. Who is this man to you? And then the boy said, oh, that was his uncle. And there was a situation, he had to shoot the uncle, and the uncle died. So now this uncle is following his nephew wherever he goes, and he's getting crazy and say, this is a real thing. I have records of all these things. And this is a real thing, and the spirit is not going to leave. So I asked the spirit, the ghost, so what should we do for you to leave your nephew? And the spirit told me that we should go to the Catholic Church and order a mass, missa, for him. They will do it 3 times, 3 weeks. Every Sunday they will do it for him. So I had to go, and the spirit said I had to be present in the church. So I went with them the first time. They did the missa. They called his name and all this thing, and then the priest did his rituals as per the Catholic ritual for the dead. They did that. We went the second week. We went.
Because my one is more. What is that? Not for people to be able to relate. Okay, but then, okay. TikTok. Camera, okay. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you are at this very precious moment. Thank you all very much again for. Thank you all very much again. I'm saying good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to you, wherever you may find yourself in this precious moment. I'm saying good afternoon to you, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you very much for joining today's question and answer section on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Clubhouse, and those of you who will be joining on Zoom. Thank you all very much. I've not been feeling very well for a couple of days, but God is so good today. I'm again strong enough to be here to teach and to learn from you. So I'm going to pour a simple libation, and then after that, we can take off and read your comments and your greetings and everything. Oh, ago mauga, ago mauga, ago mauga, madu ago mauga sobolisa, madu ago mauga kitikata, madu ago mauga ese, madu ago ese joto, ame joto, ese na anuame, ese te na anuame, woman of heavy, doku no heavy. Woman of heavy maybe an doku no heavy or beno, doku no heavy maybe an woman of heavy or beno, sepo polipo. Said that tafia. Mayora kekekeke do ago. Mayosheme hamfura show, semifura show pete medo ago. Mayo abraxas, mayoshi adrepo do ago, yota adreto bevi mekuno, vesoton, kamayo medo ago. Yo miano so je anyidu so kakachika se boje adreme ya la fa banya gbolo mi la kwe banya gbolo mi juru hono me yora kekelo wenya anyigba ma jo flo lo fokla anyigba me do adika wenya apli me matekulo eteku etega o me yo akan be chu fa kan o ba kan che ba kan su kan trofo ma kan menya ma kan fia ma kan ma mi ta ma kan ma kan peli pa bi me gba haja do la ko ba to je fito ba so pete doji o yo mi nu da o ma yo mi hoba o ba wa o kapwa o pa mi o zango yo mi play viora ke mi a ho gbese mbuga telo me yora ke yo jo pata jo maku fo ke me vole mo ji me vole fu do me gberi o koklo kwa to le fo fo me jo ba nyo ja ko nyame to na ya mo mo ju to anu kware pe ni le pe me to ba jo tu zo pre do mo no ta pe ka jo pata be le happy e jo fo fa jo ni jo pata be fia jo pata to na me gbe da mu lo be ele di na jo pata ne no anyi afi bia ka jo lo jo pata jo pata ya ta pe me yo wo masi me gbo jide to to gbe de nta pa pelu ti zugbolu ajima gbo ju pro dojo lo fe ko Valentin fa family va alojo na pefu ago sapate me yo ati gele me yo puro bodu me yo ra ke ya me yo me gasa se geja pa sese to geje me do ago me yo brahini me yo gbogbochi me yo ngbe foli koko mo re ke gomile godo kulu che kuma komaga tabanyo kuto me na fana mi me yo tonyo kosi poku akubia yo no nya koso agoku fo nya ko geje tasi nya mo si fusi jam koso abra kobra mama nya gbojo mba to nya koku kofi to nya kubia mensa me yo mama nya dori fe ngbe pekuno kuto me na fana mi yo fe nya Celestine ya wakubia Katrina kubia fo nya sense ko fo nya ya be na kubia kuto me na fana mi lo yo mi asro e wo mvo achuche akubia Cecilia akpene eka tefe mensa kuto me na fana mi me yo awu no tuji bako tuji tobo tuji me yo kini hasa 20 bara so bara na me yo kuto me na fana me yo bako adafri so fa hu abobi bako afacha wa jobe kuto me na fana mi gbogbo me yo no no le va agoti me yo no le gbe abaga to gbe ama kuto me na fana me yo to gbe anani tretule jita to gbe Abraham jivenu le chame kuto me na fana mi lo ya tagbe fia to Simon Kabila be nyina si agoti me kuto me na fana me yo Daniel Evie Pamarere agbaro le Nigeria kuto me na fana mi ya me yo amada koku Anatovi Agaima kuto me na fana yo happy akoso abaji kuto me me yo Trevi view me yo Brahini view me yo Geje view me yo Kubia view yo Gbe view Boyji me le Bachonya view Mungwa view me yo Teshi view me yo again view me yo aboshi shakara kama cho ababe adogo kutokoli doko o agbero to no lecho o fran tamani o fifini kuma bisingra o kofi to jabaku cho to kofi o cho he kofi atra kable ya to gbe hugba to me gba vodo to ra ho ibubu ma ya sapasa gidi kuri no to kere me yo tagbolu me cho hali e bi agbe yo afle ke te ma pesa kuchi no pochi ajemu no pochi mali bon pochi trop bon pochi chivi ta he ma de ke de be he pesa e di egbeza agutobere ekpezanji yeta e di egbeza yenye wole pepe yama yo akpa believe ben la tobu la bu la tomendi o agbade bu ben wa di le gahom yo ra ke no yo adaka amaku adaka be yenye adaka yenye motre yenye gbesa kutu yo na petesia dakbeda me yo suguma sugboju be anyi ha jape ba gbede fe mi pastor ne fe mi ba biji fe mi ba no kata o flakura akoba bia ko kata flakura be dona wa ko na kata flakura be bene la ko be nu e ko kata flakura akwa so ni ko no de kata ko flakura ala o tuju akoma tuju ala o tuju ne ko de vi ne tuju ana be mi ba mi flasi la ba be mi ba mi flasi e ganado e vinado yora kakakakakakalo ahonema no lumbe mi flasi la gbare kama sambia meno amesi dowo amolo akedu vore me do ajogele voti ti o sa plato kedu vochi vogamento nele gbe sinechona to sinechona ma mi wata o sinechona mo la ge o sinechona gbe to da ibo sinechona no le do fi o sinechona so gbo no para oto yora kakakakakaka yo fana go no fagbo ma je so pepe to mo so le meta pa vidi be pa le gbe meji eku meji wole meji ti meji so meji mo le meji abla meji akla meji buda meji sa meji ka meji trupe meji tula meji le meji che meji fu meji kwal che tula meyo ko bi le to wa to bade mo wiri meji gongo egbolo vi o chozo pa yo ko vi do ko meda go egbolo ti meji ahian ti meji ereju tu gbera ayi tutu ma do agbana ka ji do apo bokono batine kude da do hele beta sibete na tikune bokono tonu ide nyama jo bokono ye ba chotu aka itu cho penya be de jo on bukelo le tome tagbe ba ma pete ma la peta be le projet to agbe ime ayin ba ma jo flo ya ba gbe mi o si merelu e mo no la me do mo ni see. Oh, thank you, everybody. Now we are ready to take off. And those of you on Clubhouse, I think, are they all invited? No. I think we have to invite them. So they know that we are on. So we have our people, everybody invited here. So I will start from Facebook, right? Where is that? Is that YouTube? Okay, we'll start from YouTube, where we have bring the I'm not seeing. Okay, there we have the someone called a day in the life of Lomote. Lomotes, okay. It's a day in the life of Lomotes. A day in the life of Lomotes. That's all that the message is all the way. Until it got to a point, then he said, I think that's it. For the Lomoto is a day in the life of Lomotes all through until we get to Hans Austin. So when you say your guide tell you to do something, how do you receive that information? I don't understand what you mean that your guide Hans. We mean your spirit guide or what guide? If when you say your guides tell you to do something, how do you receive that information? Is it a whisper, a vision, a thought? And do you have any advice on how to differentiate our intuition from our thoughts? Yeah, Hans, I'm not very sure whether we can differentiate our intuitions from our thoughts. But when I say spirit guides give you a message or tell you something, usually you must have a spirit that is really a spirit that is working. Then you will know. But if you don't have a spirit which is working for you, then you cannot know whether spirit is talking to you or spirit is not talking to you. Now, a lot of people have things they are calling spirits, but in reality, they're nothing. They're not spirits at all. So it will be difficult for me to say whether what you have is a spirit that is talking with you or a spirit that is not talking with you. You have when you have a spirit, you know this is the spirit. Sometimes even the spirits will come with their smell, and you can feel it and know that this spirit is the one that's coming. And they have to charge it. This is just a talk. So you have to know or pluck it down. You have to know the smell of your spirit, because the perfume that the spirit uses will be you feel that smell, then you know that it is your spirit that is around you. So when the thoughts come into your mind, I don't know whether you can differentiate them between your intuition and all this, but I believe very strongly that spirits work through your intuition. Spirit work through your intuition, and that's how I can say, because when I have a feeling, then I follow that feeling. I know that my spirits are the ones guiding. But because I have had so many experiences with my spirits over the years, over 30 years, so I can tell that this is coming from spirit. There are certain things I will sometimes doubt it, but then when I waited for some time, I see that what was told to me materializes. Then I realize that, oh, I made a mistake to doubt. So I don't know the much difference between your intuition and the spirit thought from the spirits. I cannot tell, but personally, I can feel, I can know, because the spirits I work with, I know them. They are real. So yeah, I think that's how I can say it. But if what you are working with is real, you can also give the spirit a test. That okay, what you are saying, is it you? Is it you who is saying? That's why sometimes I use the cowries to to check whether what I am hearing is right or is not right. Even if we are doing Afa reading too, sometimes when these thoughts come, we ask Afa what we are thinking. Is it okay? Because sometimes when my children are on Afa Martin, we are trying to find something out, but we are not getting, and the thoughts come into their mind. Then we ask Afa, is it this way? And if Afa agrees on it, then you know that something is telling you some story. So hence, I think you should ask the spirit, are you the one saying this thing? If the spirit is not the one saying it, it will tell it, no, I'm not the one. But if it is the one saying it, will say yes. So maybe it is with experience that you can actually, it's not like a written a book that is ABC that you can follow. Everybody will have their own personal experiences and how their intuitions work with their spirits they work with. It is not like a general thing, but it is your own personal experiment and also your experience that will tell you whether your spirit is speaking to you or it's just your thoughts. Thank you very much for that question. And then we have Samuel K.N. Agboyi saying, great leader. Thank you, Samuel, and good afternoon to you from Accra, Ghana. Then we have our sister Lizzie Ashoka. Says, good afternoon. I hope you are well, Papa. My question are, when you put in the spiritual works to solve issues, but then other issues keep arising, not necessarily through me, but others which indirectly affect me. What do you do? Is it something? Is it something I am doing wrong? Is there anything I can do to make the load I'm carrying lighter? Okay, I think that's a Lomote in the other. It's a Lomote because it's the same question that she was asking in the day in the life of the Lomotes. So I guess, okay, let me answer that aspect first. You know, when you put in a spiritual work, especially when a osa or a ritual is done for you after a reading, there is possibility other people from other places will also be influencing you, because in the reading they may say like it is witches. And what is witchcraft? Witchcraft is just the negative thought of others towards you. Most of the time it's the negative thoughts of other people towards you. That's most of the time, that's what it is. So definitely when you put in a spiritual work, you are not expecting that within a day or two the whole problem will be solved. But once the spiritual work is done, there is the high possibility that things will mellow and calm down. But definitely, surely too, there will be some challenges that may come, but then with time they will all cool down. No, we are human beings, and sometimes our human attitudes affect our spiritual being. And there are also stubborn people. Sometimes you may do something for the person, but the person's stubbornness is also trying to fight whatever they have done for them. But slowly, with time, it will go down. But sometimes when you do a spiritual thing and even your problem becomes stronger and higher, you think that nothing has been done, or whatever has been done is not taking place. Also, when you do a ritual on a specific issue and that is taking place, but then other issues are coming in, then you have to tell your spiritual person or spiritual father or spiritual brother what is going on, so that they can do other rituals on your behalf, just to tell the spirits that, okay, this is what we have done, but this is what is happening. So please, they should intercede and make sure that it doesn't go or get out of hand. That's what usually I do. But let's move with the question. So is this something I am doing wrong? No, it's not. You are not doing anything wrong at all. God, when challenges come, they are challenges, and you may be doing all your best, but there's someone somewhere who is also pushing to make that you don't succeed. That could also be one thing, but we are here for you, and we will continue praying and asking the spirits to make the load lighter. Then I guess just as we have physical depths, we also have spiritual depth. Could it be that these spiritual depths are mine as well as my ancestral bloodline? Yeah, it is not like spiritual depth. Those depths, I don't believe that there are spiritual depths. But there is already, we spoke about karma, and we spoke about sanskara, and all this in action and reaction. So definitely, if there is something that you have done and you need to atone for that may also come in while you are doing other spiritual thing. But take heart, things will cool down. The issue that is at hand, once that issue goes down, I believe very strongly, or the issue on which the rituals were done, once that one goes down, I believe strongly things will start settling. Sometimes the problem is that we being human beings, we don't know what tomorrow is, so we get agitated and anxiety takes over us, and we sometimes get too worried. But keep keep praying to your ancestors, and I believe very strongly something positive will it's happening. But let's see. Let me bring it down a little bit. Let me see the top. It's not a question of ancestral bloodline. That's why spiritual depths are there. It's our own actions that get real actions. And then I said, every time I feel things are positively changing, something comes to bite me. Thanks for always being there for us. Thank you to Lizzie. And I am always praying that this issue also, you will overcome it. But I will advise that you keep pouring libation to your ancestors seriously, especially to your dad. And let him intercede on this behalf while we are also doing our part here. Take the camera. Yeah. The camera is off. Oh. Okay. Thank you. And then say something back to me. Thanks for always being there for us. I ask every day for more patience and guidance to work towards reaching my highest self. Yes, you will surely reach there, but the spiritual world and the physical world are all challenging fields. Even like you can see that I've been myself physically, I have been ill for almost getting to 2 months now. And when it is about to go, I face it again. When it's about to go, and I myself, I get sick, and I kept asking myself, what have I done wrong that this should be happening to me? That anytime that I feel like getting over this thing, then the sickness comes again. And it is not anything serious like a sickness. I can't even tell what is happening to me. Physically, I can't say what is happening to me because I will sleep. Sometimes I can't sleep. Sometimes I'll sleep more, and then I feel lazy. Then I kept asking myself, what is going on? So it is not like it is not like you are not doing your best. You are trying. You are doing your best, but sometimes you keep wondering what is happening. So, like in my case, yesterday at dawn, I woke up at dawn and I spoke with my essay, and then I asked myself, what exactly is going on, my destiny? That what exactly is going on that I am not understanding, and I am still having these challenges. I asked my essay to help me to overcome these challenges. And luckily, I woke up yesterday very strong. I've been travel out of Accra to go and work, do some work, and I came back late. But I'm still okay. This morning too, I couldn't wake up at the early as I wanted, but I am getting better. So sometimes it is our destinies also who are trying to teach us something. Maybe there's a mistake I have made and I'm not very much aware of it myself. But it could be maybe I open up myself too much for other people to become part of me, and their activity and other loads that they carry is coming upon or coming onto my own load. Maybe that's what this is. So I am again studying myself to see where I have faulted, and then I'll correct myself. So Lizzie, it's not that you are not doing your best. You are, but then pray to your ancestors, and also sometimes pray to your destiny to open itself and help you to overcome the challenges that you are going through. Lizzie went on to say the spiritual labor you perform on my behalf to help my circumstance. I appreciate what you do physically and spiritually, putting your own lives at risk for the greater good of humanity. Sometimes I think people don't know the works of Bokor such as yourself. All the efforts you put in. Thank you again. Thank you to Lizzie. Thank you. I can assure you that everything will be fine. I keep praying for you and for the family. And Lizzie says, sorry for the long post. The Lomete on YouTube was little giant messing with my phone. Sorry, you know. Okay. My regards to them all. And tell Talia, if she has time, she can give me a call. You can give my number to her. And you can be there so that I can talk to her and see what happened. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lizzie. I'm grateful. And then we have a lot of other ones there. And then we have Henry Hansen say, Papa, I always want to ask this question, but sometimes I don't know how to put it. Anyway, how can you protect yourself against bad spirits or the unknowns? Okay, Henry, thank you very much for that question. It's a very, 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 very relevant question, just like what Lizzie Shokai had asked. How can you protect yourself against bad spirits and the unknowns? We in Voodoo practice, we usually have some protections around ourselves apart from the pouring of libation. We have spirits or invisible entities that we invite or we get initiated into in order that we can protect ourselves. Then it will be still. Okay, so I protect myself by wearing the bracelet, and also my children also protect themselves by wearing the bracelet. So this is one of the ways that we protect ourselves. There are so many other protections that we have, many, many, many. So as a spiritualist, or even just as a human being, even if you're not a spiritualist, first thing you must realize that there are entities in the universe that are not human. We call them spirits. People may call them voodoo. People may call them saints. Some people call them evil spirits or whatever. There is no spirit that is actually evil, or there's no spirit that is good. The spirits that work to defend and protect you are good spirits. And these same good spirits that are protecting you, if they are defending you from other negative spirits, to those negative spirits or to other spirits that are attacking you, let's say the other spirits or other entities that are trying to attack you, to them your good spirits are bad spirits. And then also to those people who are using the spirits that are protecting them to attack you, to them the spirits they are using are good spirits, but to you those spirits are bad. So in reality there is nothing good or bad. It depends on how you relate to it. So there are so many other things that you can use to be protecting yourself, like talismans, rings, spiritual baths, and all kind of things. So that is what it is. Maybe you can call me after the. You can call me after the live section, and then we can discuss that. Those things are also very, very important. We have things that we have to use or we use to protect ourselves, apart from the ritual and the things that we are doing. Then we have Koku Agbeko. Hello, Koku Agbeko. Good afternoon. Say greetings, Tobe Enuledo. Greetings to all AMT. Miss you guys. Thank you very much. We miss you too. It's been a while. Hope you are very fine. And then replying to Lizzie Ashoka, I say, good afternoon. Hope you are well. About questions, and that is Dr. Labi Cosmos. Lizzie Ashoka, with spiritual things, is something totally different from the physical phenomena. Oh, yes, Doc, you are very right. That's why I was just saying that what people have to do and have to understand that there are entities that we as human beings we cannot see with our physical eyes, and that doesn't mean they don't exist. They are always around us, and then some also people can send them to us to attack us, and a lot of things will be going wrong in your life. Even if you are spiritually, say you are very powerful or you have enough spirit, but then things will be going wrong in your life. Either you are spending much money unnecessarily, you are spending money, or people, you are getting sick, or your children are falling into trouble and all this things, just because somebody else somewhere is actually sending negative energy towards you, so that it can disturb you. If they cannot kill you, they will take your money, or they will bring your children to sickness, and all other things can happen. But you will be alive, but you will still be having challenges. But we all do have these challenges. That's why every day we are trying to find out new things that we can use to counter whatever negative energies that people are sending towards us. It is a very good thing to know that there are other entities here that we cannot see them with our physical eye. Thank you, Dr. Cosmos. And then Lizzie Ashoke, thank you. You always make understanding easier, and please get well. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you very much. It is also one of the challenges that I have to go through, because no matter what I am trying, something is not making me to be strong. And I know if I'm not strong, I cannot work for people. I sometimes say it's like a cat. A cat, a savvy, has caught a mouse and it wants to eat it. And then you, as a bigger person, you came and removed the mouse from the grip of the cat. The cat will look at you, but then the mouse ran away. So next time you again did that, then the cat will, next time you again do that, and the cat will start wondering, so you are the one making me not to eat what I caught. So next time you are trying to get the mouse out of the grip of the cat can scratch you, so you will get some scratch, and then you, after all, you have to deal with that scratch later. So this is what happened to us as spiritualists, Bokors, and other spiritual people, that when we do this work, other people's burdens also come upon us, and we also have to suffer a little bit for trying to protect and save them, just like just like what you had written in your comment over there. And then Lizzie has answered to Dr. Labi Cosmos. I appreciate you too, Doctor. Thank you very much for your message, both Dr. Labi Cosmos and also Lizzie Ashokai. And then Dr. Labi Cosmos is saying, great teachings, Toby. Thank you very much, my brother. Quite click here, I'm a toucher. Okay, that's he's the one making that. Okay, just leave it out for now. And then Dr. Labi Cosmos, you are really doing good work. Thank you very much, Doc. I'm very grateful. When you have time, please join me again another time so that we can be here together. I'm grateful. And then Dr. Labi Cosmos went, Togbe, you are, let me come down, let's see. Okay, it said, Togbe, you are right. Most people think we, the spiritualists, are superhuman. We also experience daily setbacks and attack physically. We are also human. I'm also going through same circumstances time now. Yes, we are not claiming to be gods. We are not claiming to be superhumans. It's only scammers and charlatans who will tell you that they are superhuman beings, that they don't go through life's challenges. We all go through life's challenges, no matter how much spiritual uh, knowledge and wisdom we have. We all go through what you go through. But the difference between ourselves and other people is that when we start going through certain things, we begin to find out what is the cause, not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual plane, to find out what the causes of such challenges are. And then we address the spiritual, we address the root cause of the problem from the psychic plane, and then the physical plane gets settled. So this is the difference, because most human beings, when they're having challenges, they don't even know what to do. The most they can do is to go to church and pray to Jesus Christ, or maybe go to the mosque and then pray so that their sins can be forgiven. Please. Hello. Yeah, I'm doing my live session. Who are you calling me during this time? Oh, hold on. I'm doing live section. Do you hear? So we are human, Dr. Labicosmos. It is true. And we must not shy away from telling people that we are also human. Because we are all human. So we actually have to accept it, and we also go through the challenges. Because if we try to pretend to be superhuman, then we will not be able to teach other people to be able to follow and also learn how to develop themselves. So we are surely human. So thank you very much for that message, Dr. Lodi Cosmos. I'm grateful. Then we have Monty Tell saying, greetings, Papa, and the viewers. Thank you very much, Monty. How are you? It's been a while. Thank you very much. Yeah, hope you are fine, and your family and everybody, your loved ones are fine. Then Dr. Labi Cosmos again went by and said that but the ancestors and the universe always works and protect us day in, day out. Yes, that's very true. It's all about being honest and truthful. You score that 100%. The whole thing is being honest and being truthful to yourself and to the people you deal with. That honesty is a great key that does wonders. So, yes, you are very, very right. Let's be very open and be honest. Let us be charlatans, and let us not be hypocrites. I know one of my friends who was trying to introduce dwarfs to me many years ago. Almost about 20 years ago. I was interested in I have dwarfs, but my dwarfs were not the ones who shake the building and shake the roof. But the work, when I send them to do their work, they do. So a very close friend of mine introduced me to a gentleman who has a shrine, and they have dwarfs. When they are coming, the whole roof will be shaking and all kind of things. Wow, I've never seen that before in my spiritual journey. And at that time, I also thought that the spirits can do physical things. So I followed him. We had been trying continuously for him to come and set up the shrine for me. I built houses maybe 3 or 4, about 2 to 3 times just to get a shrine for the system. But all along, I didn't know they were scammers. I didn't know they were just cheating other people and scamming other people and pretending to be spiritualists. In fact, it was human beings who were hiding in these rooms and in curtains and shaking the roof. So if you are a new person to that, you believe that it was true. And I remember one time he was sick. He became sick, and we were all worried. And there was a festival he was supposed to go. And he said that he won't go because he didn't want people to see that he was sick. And when people were coming to the shrine, he would go and hide because he didn't want people to come in. I said, what is the reason? If you are sick, what's wrong? He said, no, he is a superhuman being. So if people see that he is sick, people will lose their trust in him. But you are sick. If you are a superhuman being, how come you are sick? So it was in later part of my discovery and research into the dwarfs that I realized that a lot of people were just scammers and charlatans, and they set others up to lure you into thinking they are doing real spiritual thing, and then they scam you. Your friend who you thought was your close friend will also be part of the whole scam. And you would never imagine that your friend could do that to you, but there are some human beings who do that. Whatever reason they do that, I cannot understand. So it is good for us to be honest and truthful to ourselves and the people we deal with. Thank you very much, Dr. Alabi Cosmos. I'm grateful for that.
Please put on the
And the, it's okay. We have Henry Fleet here. He said, how can you know if your spiritual work is working if you don't have spiritual eyes? Okay, Henry Fleet, I think when you have real spirits and you are working with them, your spiritual eyes will also open and you will know. If you cannot be working with spirits and you will not have some spiritual insight. If you are working with real spirits, no matter how basic you are, if it is a real spirit, you will begin to feel and your spiritual eyes will begin to open. So there is no way you can be working with spirit and you will not have your spiritual eyes open. No. I haven't seen that before. Because when spirits are real and they are working with you, if you ask them questions, either through the cowries or just even verbal question, and you give them direction to show you some sign, if the spirit is real, it will show you the sign. It's not like it can do anything physical, but they will show you a sign that will tell you that what you are communicating with is a real entity or real energy. So there is no way you can be doing spiritual work and you will not know whether your spirits are working or spirits are not working, because you don't have eyes. You will have eyes. Thank you very much, Henry Fleet, for that question. And then we have DJ says, please, can a deity introduce you to another deity? It's not very, very, very common. I've not come across it. How is he going to introduce you to that another deity? That's my question. How will your deity introduce you to another deity? What probably can happen is that your deity or your spirit may lead you to some human being who has got a spirit. And then when you go to that human being, you will now, through your conversation and your contact with that human being, you will have an idea that the person has a spirit. And if you become interested in that spirit that he has, then that human being that you have gone to will introduce you to another deity. But no deity can introduce you to another deity. How are they going to introduce you? Spirits don't talk in human voice, so how are they going to introduce you? Spirits don't do physical things. How are they? Human beings do the physical work, while the spirits do the spirit work. So how is your spirit or your deity going to introduce you to another deity? It is not something that I have come across. But your spirit can introduce people to you through getting to know them, through contacting them, or having information about the person that, oh, there is this person. Somebody may come and tell you, oh, you know this thing that you are looking for. This man in this village or in this town or in this community has it. He heard so. So let's travel to that person and find out whether they have it really or not. Then, by you going there, you meeting the people and asking questions, then you come across the real truth. And if you are interested, the human beings there will now introduce you to the deity. By a deity introducing you to another deity, how is he going to do it? Is it in a dream or what form? I've not had that. I've not had that kind of experience very much, so I cannot tell. Let's move about. Then a DJ, hey, say, Papa, please, is it normal to see spirits in their normal state when you are working with them, or they don't reveal their normal form? It is not easy to see spirits in their normal form, no. The closest you can come to, if you know invocation and you also know the spirit you want to see, you need to know the sigil of the spirit, and then also the signature of the sigil is like the signature of the spirit, and also the seal of that spirit. And then you also have to know the invocation words that you can use to kind of materialize that spirit into physical form or into something that it can appear in, whether in a mirror or in a glass of perfume, oil, whatever. You must know the spirit. You must do a background check on the spirit and make sure you know its rules, its do's and the don'ts. Then you can invoke the spirit by getting its seal and its sigil, and then knowing the time to invoke, and then knowing the correct invocation words. That way you may be able to see the spirit in its real form. But spirits can take any form anytime. So sometimes, yes, they may come in their real form, they may not come in their real form. So unless you know invocation, it is not that easy that you just be praying and spirit will appear to you. That's why when people start to create stories and make videos that spirit appear to them, and it is sometimes, yes, sometimes that can happen, but it is not you who plan it. It is the spirit itself who has planned that one. Like in the case of the olden days, Zangbeto. I'm not talking about this modern Zangbeto where some human being is inside running around. No. I'm talking about the spirit that walks in the night, that you can just come across it. I think that's the same one the Akans call Sasabosam. You can just come across it. Either you're walking alone in the forest, or you come across something that you don't know, and the thing will not even, you're not going to talk with you. You just pass by, and you yourself, you get goose pimples and become scared and start running or whatever. But it's not very easy that spirits just go and appear to people. You need to know how to invoke them, and then you can see them in their right form. Thank you, DJ. Thank you very much. And then we have Koku Agbeko again. Say, Papa, you are a scholar in voodoo practice and teachings. Thank you very much. I'm trying to be. I'm still learning from people who know more than me. So as you see me, I am not a person who knows everything. I'm also learning every day. Every day I learn. I learn from people, whether they are younger than me or they are older than me. I am always learning. If the person knows what I don't know, I want to know. So I become a student. Thank you very much, Koku Agboko, for that comment. I'm very grateful. Okay. Okay, we have on. Okay, we have finished with Austin. Then we have Sunshine. Said them over there. Hi, Papa. Good afternoon. Hello, said them. Sunshine, how are you? Thank you very much for joining. And then as Sunshine went, are there any tips and tricks for tarot reading that you can give me? Sunshine, I think that the tips of tarot card is all inside the tarot, because when I was doing tarot, I wasn't here. I wasn't where I am today. and I was only following the cards according to what is written in the manual that comes with the cards. But I think when you are doing tarot cards, like I had always said, when you get initiated, the spirit world begins to work with you, and it gives you that intuition and give you guidance. But without initiation, it's sometimes very difficult. I know you had been initiated into some other things in the past, but then there are some real initiations that are at the point of initiation you begin to experience spirit. You begin to experience the spirits that you are initiated into. So for tarot card, I think for now you just have to be following the manual that is coming along with the tarot card and read it and try to understand. And the more you continue, and also continue praying to ancestors and ask them to give you wisdom. So sometime your inner self, which is your essay, will come out and begin to guide you. Your essay will begin to guide you. You know, I'm smiling because I just something they just told me something to. When I was young, I think I was roughly 6 or 7 years old. We went and rented a bicycle with the children. You know, those days in Ghana, no child has a bicycle. And then the Nigerians were in Ghana, and most of them were trading. Some people were renting bicycles and renting big bicycle and children's bicycle. We didn't know actually how to ride a bicycle, but we went and rented a bicycle those days for 5 pesos for 1 hour. So we rented an adult bicycle because there was no small one there. And I don't know what we were doing. Actually, I can't even tell today what we were thinking. Somehow, there was this kind of a lock. The lock will go into the spokes, and then it will lock so that the wheel will not move, the tire will not move. So we were doing something, and before we knew, somebody pressed the lock. One of the children amongst us, I don't know, it wasn't me anyway, pressed the lock, and then the thing locked. Now we can't push the bicycle forward. It was bigger than us. We could not bring it back because we have to bring it to the person before it's 1 hour. Otherwise, we'll collect another 5 pesos from us. And 5 pesos was a big money at that time. So we were all struggling and thinking of what to do. Then something just told me that I should touch the lock. That's why I'm about 6 or 7 years old. And I just, the thing just told me that I should touch the lock. And when I touched the lock just opened without key. So these are instincts, and when your inner self is beginning to help or guide you. And that experience, I have never forgotten it in my life until today. That's why even now, when I'm doing my spiritual work and they bring a situation to me that I don't know anything about it, and I don't know how to handle it, I just wait for that instinct to prompt me and tell me what to do. There were, if you go into some of my old videos, you will realize that there were even some time they brought a person who was almost dead, come and laid the person, like the dead body, in my house. And I didn't know what to do. The person is already gone. They carry in the taxi because people believe that I have power to be able to wake dead people up. Then they brought this person. It was still warm. They laid the person down in my house. And then the thing just came on me that I should pick certain herbs in my house. I just picked those herbs, mashed them, and then just bath the woman on the paper cardboard on which she was laid, bath her and all this in, and calling my spirits. And we were there after some time, and then she just woke up like she didn't know where she was. And then the people who brought it was this junior brother who brought the body, and then the person woke up and they put her back in the taxi, and they went back to But in reality, I didn't know what I did that could, what I did to make that person to get up. But then it was all that my inner self and my instincts, they just guided me at that moment. And I just did what I did. So whatever you are doing now with this tarot card and everything, try to listen to your inner voice. And with this inner voice, you will get guidance. I believe very strongly. And Sunshine went on to say, what are witches? Are they jealous people in the village, evil people in general, or a voodoo? What does feeding witches do in Vosa? Okay, another beautiful question. Who are witches? Witches are any negative thought coming from another person towards you to disrupt your flow. They are not necessarily people living in any village or any evil people, but they are just general people that you interact with every day. People who may be smiling with you, yet still within their mind, they don't want you to succeed. Because the human being is made out of, it's not even the human being. The whole universe is made out of vibrations and waves. Me sitting here now, I'm emanating some wavelength. My engineer sitting there also is emanating some wavelength. If the two of us, our wavelengths are in equilibrium and they're on the same scale, then we can flow together and we can be good with each other. But moment my energy or my vibration or my wavelengths becomes different from his own, then my waves will disrupt his waves, and then he will not feel comfortable, and maybe I will also not feel comfortable. Let's take the radio as a transistor. Let's take the radio, a transistor radio, for instance, or FM, frequency is it frequency modulation? Or?
Yes, please.
Yes, let's use the FM, frequency modulation, for instance. You know, the radio or waves travel through sound waves, right?
Yes, please.
When you are talking, it travels through the sound waves. And then when another person have a transistor somewhere that has corresponded with that wave, then you'll be able to capture that or to catch that station and be able to listen to it. But once in a while, maybe some electrical gadgets that you may put up or put on will the waves of that electrical gadget will now affect the sound waves so that you hear like shh, whereby your, what do you call it, your radio or transistor will not be able to I have a tissue here. Your transistor will not be able to get the sound. Even it's happening with our telephones. You may be somewhere and when you pass through certain areas, your telephones cannot receive the waves from your network. So you will be, you will not get things clear. So it is with what we call witchcraft. I'm just using this as an analogy to explain what witchcraft is. So someone emanating a negative wave towards you, that person's wave will come this way, that way, and yours is flowing like this. So when it comes, it disturbs your wave. So your everything you will be doing will not be clear because another wave has come in to disturb your waves or disturb your flow. And the human mind is a very powerful emanator of waves, positive and negative. So when your people around you are having negative thoughts towards you, that will affect your wave. That is parallel waves. So this is all that explains what witchcraft is. When negative, it can be, person can be very far away and can be also close. It does not matter. Once the person's thought waves are not positive towards you, we call that witchcraft. That's why when you do a reading and you see that they say witches are worrying you, means people's thought waves towards you are not parallel to yours and they are disturbing your waves. That's why things are not flowing well for you. You may be having some challenge, somebody will be there trying to help you, but that's the very person who is actually trying to destroy you or create a problem in your life. We have seen this many, many times, and I believe some of you might have also experienced the same. So what witches Vosa or ritual does is to kind of appease the waves on the psychic plane by telling them that, oh, we are very sorry. This person is sorry if it has offended you. That's what will you take to leave that person? We don't know who that witch is, but on the spiritual field, when Legba and other people get involved or Afa get involved, they will tell you that the witches want this from you or want that from you. Once you do it, things cool down for you. But it's not like a cool down for the rest of your life. Things will start moving forward slowly, and then maybe when things start getting better for you again, somebody will also still envy you, and then you again do another vosa to escape from them. So witches vosa or feeding the witches or doing rituals for the witches is only to compromise them, is it? Is to compromise them and appease them so that they will leave you alone until some time, because every day you are interacting with people, so you don't know when another person will be jealous of you or envious of you. Jealousy is one of the strongest emanators of waves that disturb other people. So, sunshine, that is my explanation to what witchcraft is. Sometimes within friends, even young people within friends, they will be there. Somebody will say, oh, maybe this girl is more beautiful than me, and they don't like. Because if you are more beautiful, means more people on the opposite they will like you more than them. So they may be your friend, but in their mind, they want to put you into trouble so that you get a problem. And then if you are not guarding yourself and trying to make sure that you don't fall into trouble, you may easily fall into trouble. One of my sons was fine and in my house, and then we get these friends who had been coming, and they all became like my children. And then certain things started happening with my son, and he was getting sick and all this thing. So I had to ask Afa quickly, what's happening? This my son is always getting sick. And then they told me, oh, the other boy here is envying him. Why is he envying him? Because he's seeing my son that, oh, his father is well taking care of them, and people come to me and all this, and these are my children, and maybe and then sometimes these my children are also helping me and getting things done. So, and this boy who came into the house was a painter who came, was an apprentice to a painter who came and helped me paint my house. But then, being a young person, I felt that during the COVID, the master has run back to their hometown, so I will just keep him and take care of him. And there was no job going on, so not knowing, he was just envying my son. And my son was in this, and Afa told us that directly, that this is the one envying your son. And then when we did the ritual from there, my son was okay. And later I just told the boy to get out of my house. So these are the things that happen. So, but if you are not very observant and also watching all the time, things will be going on around you, but you just ignore them as if they are natural. They are not. People can influence you, just like how other electrical gadgets or powerful things can interact and disturb radio waves. So can human mind or waves from other human beings. Negative waves can disturb your wave too. And that's what is called witchcraft, or witches are disturbing you. Okay, so Sunshine, I hope my explanation will give some understanding to you and other people. Then we have Michael James, Alafia and blessings to you, Baba, and to all around the world watching. May we all gain spiritual insight and share our knowledge to proper assistance over another in humanity, in Ire, positive manifestation. Thank you very much, Michael James. I'm very grateful. May the ancestors continue to bless you and continue to give you wisdom. I'm grateful for your message. And then we have my cousin, my big brother, Martin Kobla. I say a very good afternoon to my lovely brother and to my nephews and nieces and to everyone on the platform. Thank you very much for Martin. I'm very grateful. Thank you that you. I'm very grateful that you joined today. I was thinking about you the whole of this morning, and I don't know. I was in the bathroom and I was just thinking about you. I'm very happy that you came on the program. Good afternoon to you, and good afternoon to my nieces and nephews. Thank you. And then we have Alec Kwe. Say, good afternoon, sir. Very happy to see you strong. May the ancestors bless you and the AMT team. And thank you very much, Alec Kwe. I'm very, very grateful for that. And then says, sir, if you feel comfortable, can you discuss the spirit Shem Hamforash? Who is it and how does it work for you? Okay. I'm comfortable, don't worry, because they are the energies that I work with, they are the spirit world that I work with. The Shamhamforash is not very much known in Vodou as in African or Ewe Vodou. They are not very much known in African Ewe Vodou, or maybe even other African traditional spirituality. The Shamhamforash are not known. However, the Shamhamforash are from the Hebrew.
Please, first recording OBS. Yes.
The Shamhamforash are from the Shamhamforash are of the set of the Hebrew and the Jewish Kabbalah. And the Shem Hamforash and the Semi-Forash are the 72 gods or spirits, entities, or principalities. Call them whatever you like. They are the 72 holy names. And when they say holy names, people just put it holy names, but they are actually entities, each one on their own. And they all form together what you are calling God. And Jehovah is only one amongst the 72. Jesus or Christ or Jesus, not even Christ, say Jesus or Christ, Jesus, the name is also one among the 72. So the Shem Hamforash and the Semi-Forash are the 72 holy names or the 72 gods that form godhood in the Hebrew Kabbalah. 36 of them rules in the day, and 36 of them rule the night. And each one rule for some time and then they change. So when you study Kabbalah, you will know which hour. There is this chart called the ephemeris. When you go into the ephemeris, you will see the hours that this gods or spirits or voodoos or spirits entities rule. And sometime when you are doing some spiritual work, if you are you have the knowledge of this, you will inculcate it into your work so that the hour of Archangel Gabriel, when you do things during the time that Archangel Gabriel or Archangel or this thing, they are just deities, as in our language, it's a deity. Know the deity that this deity is working in this hour, then you use that hour to work that deity or deities that are related to that particular deity. So the Shem Hamfurash are the 72 holy. Go onto the internet and post something. Let's see. It's Shem Hamfurash. Shem Hamfurash. Then if there's anything, you can bring it from there. When you do like this, can people see?
Let me do it on the other side.
Okay. The noise is coming from outside. So as the Google was talking about it, it said the Shem Hamfurash, meaning the explicit name, is originally a Tanaitic term describing the Tetragrammaton. And you know, Tetragrammaton is also called is God. It's another name for God. And the same is the Pentagrammaton. That's why the Americans have the Pentagon. It's a tetragrammaton or tetragrammaton. In Kabbalah, it may refer to a name of God composed of either 4, 12, 22, 42, or 72 letters. The letter version being the most common, which is the 72 letters. So that's a Wikipedia's explanation. So tetragrammaton is simply the God name of different entities, spirits, and gods or voodoos in the Kabbalah. So I had studied Kabbalah at one time in my life. So I put all this into my studies and I put it into my practice because spirits are universal and they don't belong to anybody. They belong to all of us. And if you can, no, don't change that part. Leave that one where Yod He Vahe is there. I'm going to come to that. So, no, there's this is with you. Telephone. The pin.
Entirely control it.
Okay, then leave it. So, it is one of the main spiritual pillars in my spiritual practice. And it is in this mystical. Okay, let me read from the number 24 of the thrones multiplied by 3 rays of the crown, which equals 72. The names of God of 72 letters, which is thus mystically shown in the name Yod He Vahe, which people are calling Jehovah, as under or as the book of Revelation says, when the living creatures, the 4 cherubim, the letters of their name, give glory to him. Anyway, there is so much there, but it is simply the 72 names of God or the 72 deities that form Godhead in Kabbalah. So that's what the Shem Hamfurash is. There's so much to learn about the Shem Hamfurash and so much to use and how to use it is all there. But then it is only for initiates that we can do this because the Kabbalah itself is a very powerful voodoo or voodoo practice of the Jewish people. So when we say voodoo, voodoo means spirit. God is a universal. Spirits are universal. They belong to no one. Whoever finds them and to work with them, you can work with them when you find them. But you must really learn the real thing so that you don't deceive yourself when you are practicing. So those of you who are interested in the Kabbalah, you can look for books of Kabbalah, and then you can read them and add to your knowledge. Spirituality is a universal energy, and you can learn from anywhere. You can. That's why when people used to say, "Why are you teaching the secret of our ancestors to white people?" Who told you that? You Africans are the only people who know what voodoo is. They may not call their own voodoo; they will call it spirituality or spirit, but it is in our language. It's called voodoo. Thank you for that question. Please go back to questions.
TikTok,
No, we are on this thing. Yeah, we are on this. So, Alec Kwe, that is my answer to Shemham for that. Then we have Anita de Assis, Miral Akanida B. Greetings. Thank you for sharing this knowledge question. How to protect yourself from spiritual or psychic attacks? Also, is this Christopher that me, Rashid and Kyra, me in Chichis and Kliko? Yeah, this is Christopher. So, how to protect yourself is to find out what you can use as a protection. There are so many things that one can use and do, but if you don't have them yourself, then you have to approach people who know so that they can help you to protect yourself. Sam is also doing a reading to do a consultation, spiritual consultation, and to know what is happening in your life, and then protect yourself with whatever the spirit will gives you as a guidance. When we have Sunshine, say thank you so much for your answers. Much love. Thank you very much, Sunshine. Okay, now let's go to TikTok. We haven't really answered any questions on TikTok today. And we started with Joshua Agbemasi. Say good day, Papa. Hello, Joshua. Good day to you. And Joshua went on to say, Papa, trust you are doing great today. Yes, I am. And how are you too? And how is family? Thank you very much for joining the live. And then we have it. Move it up. Let's see. We have Bontal Talawa Danjuma. Say good afternoon, Daddy. Hello, Danjuma. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. How is family? Hope you are all fine. And then we have Kwame Nsonyamiye. He said, wow. Thank you very much, Kwame. And then we have Aston GH. He said, please, can you help people to get money? No, I am not a banker. And I don't have a money machine. So I cannot help people to get money. If you want to get money, go to the bank. Then we have J2 Savi. Say, hope all is well. Just join. What were you saying about Shem Hamfurash? I was just telling people about what Shem Hamfurash is, that it's in Kabbalah. It's in the Jewish and Hebrew Kabbalah. That's what the Shem Hamfurash is, the holy names, the 72 holy names of God. The 72 holy gods or whatever. And then we have Keaton Danny say, who is Jesus, please? I don't know. I think Christians can tell you better who Jesus is. I am doing voodoo here. And then we have Demetrius saying hi. And then we have Demetrius saying good afternoon. Good afternoon, Demetrius. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. And then we have Mark 79 say, is it true that witches are the right hand of God? Yes, sometimes people say so. Sometimes we say so because witches are very powerful. And if you pass witches and you ignore them, you can't go very far. So people may say that witches are at the right hand side of the God or left hand. I don't know which side that God has, how many sides that God has, but it could be anything. But you cannot avoid them. You cannot ignore them, because if they want to disturb you, they will disturb you. No matter how much prayer you can say, or no matter how much spiritual power you have, if they want to disturb you, they will disturb you. So people can rate them to be a very high force. So don't let anyone deceive you that we can destroy witches and all this thing. The people who had all tried saying they are destroying witches, they all either get into trouble or die. Let's bring it down. So I don't know which side of God they are. Whether God is having a side, I don't know. But they are powerful. Hi, can you call my ex back for me? No, I don't know your ex, and I cannot call them back for you. Then we have Demetrius. How can you improve your life if you are working but your money is not growing? Make a reading and find out what is stopping your money from growing, or what is not helping your work to come together to be able to give money to you. When you do a spiritual consultation, you will be guided to what is happening in your life and what you should do to overcome it. Yeah. Then we have a J2 Savvy. I say that is eye waking what you said earlier, because spirit have been showing that voodoo is universal. Thank you very much. Yes, voodoo is universal spirit, but when they say universal, it is everywhere. And when we say voodoo, we are simply talking about spirit. So which country or which culture doesn't have spiritual practices? Every culture, even white people. Recently, when King Charles III, is it the third? I think so. King Charles of England was being inaugurated or installed as a king of England or of UK. You see the rituals that they did. They didn't hide them. They even brought some stone from somewhere where people come and pray, and then they sang song for the stone. And then after they took it back and put down. So what do you think they were doing? They were doing spiritual thing. And if they are doing spiritual thing, then we, in our language, we call spirit voodoo. So they are also practicing their voodoo. And then Jay Savi is saying, okay, I see very commonly that when I'm at my low point, those spirits appear from the spheres. Yes, it's possible. It's possible. And then Mark 79, what is the importance of head spirit? Head spirit is important because that's what you came into the world with. It is your spirits that follow you into this physical world, because in our Ewe culture or Ewe spirituality, we believe that human beings, before they come into the physical world, they live somewhere. We don't have heaven in our concept of spirituality. There's no heaven or hell. But we believe that before a human being will be born and take a physical form, the Ese Dada, which is the mother of your destiny, is the one who oversees you. And when you are coming into this world, they give you some guidelines, or they give you some restrictions and told you what you should come and do here, or you ask yourself, you already made a pledge that when I come into this world, I'll do this, I'll do that. So when coming into this world, the spirits that follow you to come into this world so that you will be able to do what you have come here to do are called your head spirits. Because they are the spirits that are in your destiny. But before you can see your head spirit, you need to be initiated. You can never know your head spirit if you are not initiated. Sometime in a reading, some spirit will appear. So we are your spirit, or we are spirits with you. But to fully know all the spirits that have come into this world with you, you need to be initiated. And it is during the Afa initiation that you'll be able to know which spirits that has come into the world with you and what to do and how to work with them. So without initiation, I'm sorry, you cannot know everything. every spirit that has come to work with you here. And then Demetrius is there some question? No, I've read this one. Demetrius said, did you ever been to India? And if so, what spirit were you able to work with? Yes, I was in India. I was trained in India as a Hindu monk. I was trained in Varanasi or Benares or Kashi, the same name, the same place with different names. Varanasi, Kashi, Benares. That's where I was trained in India. And like what Mecca is to the Muslims, Benares or Varanasi or Kashi is to Hinduism. And when I was in Hindu group, we were doing Tantra yoga. That's what I did. There was no spirit that we were introduced to, but we did Tantra. So I am a Tantra yogi. And when you go into Google, when you ask about Tantra, they will tell you more about Tantra. I was a Tantra yogi and I was a monk. I wasn't just an ordinary member. I was ordained as a monk in Hinduism, in Tantra yoga. Thank you very much, Dimitrius. And then Katin Daniel said, how can one see spirits? One can see spirits when you begin to learn how to see spirits. And then Mark 79 said, Papa, are sex dreams good or bad? Sex, some spiritualists say bad, but and a few say good. What is your view? See, when you say sex dream, you are talking about having a wet dream. Is that not what they call it in English? It's wet dream. What causes wet dreams? That's the first thing you have to look at. Wet dreams can occur when you deny yourself sex for a very long time. That's the first thing. When you deny yourself sex for a very long time, wet dreams can occur. And another one is some energy who may be trying to get closer to you and have sex with you. So in your dream, you see someone you love, somebody you probably wanted in your life, and then you'll be having sex with that person, but that is a dream. So whether sex dreams are good or bad, I cannot tell. I cannot tell. See, when you deny yourself sex for a long time, the semen is usually as a container, and it is the food you eat and everything from the lymph of your lymphatic glands and everything. This pot or vessel that contains the semen gets full and it has to overflow. And when it has to overflow, you definitely have a wet dream. That's why when we were as monks or celibate monks, what we do to avoid wet dreams is we do fasting at certain times of the month in order to burn the semen and or to burn it or send it into the brain so that it can nurture the brain and give you your mind a strong mind. It's one of the ways that we as monks were taught. But even then, sometimes people do have wet dreams. So Mark 79, that's what it is. Whether it is a bad thing or it's not a bad thing, that one I cannot tell. And then J to Savi says, some say that it is your spiritual mates. I don't know. I don't know about that. And then we have one person say, Hope Tom say, Jesus love you, Daddy. He love you too. Okay, let's go on. Jesus loves you too. See, when they are talking about sense, you are talking just here. You think that you know Jesus more than me. Or that stupid thing you call church and you are going to deceive yourself and being hypocrite is what you call spirituality. Or I'm not religious, oh, Mr. Tom. Hope Tom. I'm not religious at all. I'm spiritual. I've been a priest before. Okay? That kind of nonsense you people are doing in church, hypocrisy you are doing, and you think you are deceiving somebody. It's your own selves you are deceiving. We were the first people who started charismatic evangelism training. Okay, know that one in the 1970s. Where were you? Were you born? When people are in class 1, they think like class 1 people. But when you get to class 10, you think like class 10 people. I am no more in class 1. Let's go on. Then we have Haji Katel, Haji Palma. He said, what are jinns? Jinns are simply spirits. Okay? In the Arabic language, they call spirit jinni. Eve calls spirit voodoo. White man calls spirit. So that's all that it is. It's not anything. Let's go. And then Austin Gameli is saying hello. Hello, Gameli. How are you? Thank you for joining. And then we have Magfreco. It says Sawadi Ka Togbe. Sawadi Kap Kun Kap. Chia Lai Kap. And then we have Cane Sugar saying that good afternoon, sir. Hello, good afternoon. How are you? Thank you very much for joining. And then we have Mark 79. Say, Papa, what is the equivalent of the Yoruba Egbe heavenly mate in Voodoo? I am not sure. I've been hearing this Egbe, but I think it is just your spirit, your essay, or your inner self. That is the one that sent you here, maybe, or heavenly beings. You know, in Eve we don't have heaven. In Voodoo we don't have heaven, unless, of course, in today's language when they say Jifo, which because it's coming from religious and Christianity. So I don't know what exactly is Egbe, but then we don't have heaven. So because Voodoo is not a religion whereby there will be a heaven created, but Ifa partly is a religion and partly is a spirituality. So maybe that's why heaven is created, because in Voodoo we don't have anybody like how Oduduwa and Rumila is there as the beginning. No, we don't have those things in whereby they say this person is the highest and is the one who brought. No. We don't, that's why Voodoo is not a religion. However, Ifa may be a religion. So maybe that's why they have heavenly beings. In our Voodoo, we don't have heavenly mate. We only have our Ese and also Taji Voodoo, or the spirits that come with you into the world, or the spirits that were with you in the spirit world before you appear on the physical place. So let's go up. Thank you very much, Mark. And then we have Joe's Lord. Oh, that's a following. And then we have a Metraton. He say hello Metraton. Thank you very much. And then Katin Daniel said, please, what is the meaning of a high soul? I don't know the meaning of a high soul, and you can understand that I've never used that word in my teaching. That's a high soul. I don't know what is a high soul. And then we have Seraphine Sarah. Say, Papa, how are you doing? Seraphine, I am doing well. And how are you and your children? I hope that you are fine. I hope that they are all fine. Thank you very much for joining. And then my friend will say, I'm happy you responded to my Thai Togwe. I would like to know myself spiritually. Okay, my friend. So do you speak Thai? Put Thai Dai mai. Pum put nit noi. I cannot speak very much now because it's over 30 years that I left Thailand, so I can't really speak Thai but I can manage one. Nit noi. Put nit noi. And then I would like to know myself spiritually. Yes, Macfreco. What you can do is that you will need to start doing spiritual consultation on things that are confronting you, and also slowly graduate to become a student, get initiation, and then slowly you will know yourself. That's how you can know yourself spiritually. You cannot sit down and say, how can I know myself? You need to begin to do some practical and physical things, and that is what is going to help you know yourself. Thank you very much, Kopko Markup. And then we have a Ken Sugar Hello said, can you explain how to create an altar? Okay, I have explained this many times that there is no need to say that you have built a table or you have built something. Anywhere that you can pray and you pray there continuously, that place becomes your altar. However, if you are thinking of putting a table down and calling it an altar, yeah, that's also fine. You put a table, put a white cloth on it, and put some of the spirits that you have, or if you don't have any spirit at all, you can put the pictures of your ancestors or people you love, people who had passed on there, and then you can set that place and call it your altar. There's nothing more than that. There is no special way of creating an altar as far as I am aware or I know. There is nothing more than just finding a place where you can pray every day. That place becomes your altar. Okay, let's move up. And then we have a J to Savi. Say, can you talk about languages and spirits? Do you speak? Do spirits understand all languages? Yes, every spirit understands all languages because spirits are universal. So there is nothing about language. It is we human beings who do not understand all languages, but spirits do understand languages because spirit does not speak physical words. Spirit speaks to your mind. Spirit speaks to your instinct. So there is nothing about language. It's only when you are learning the spirituality from a culture, and then that culture's language is what they will teach you in, and then you will learn it in that language. And while you start practicing, if the spirits are real, the spirits will start talking to you, whether you understand the language very well or not. You will be able to work with the spirits because the spirits talk to your mind. Spirits don't speak like human beings, whereby you will hear them in your ear. You will hear spirit in your mind. You know, when I was in India and I was learning Hinduism, my teacher happened to be a Bengali, so I have to learn Bengali language. And Bengali is spoken in West Bengal in India and also in Bangladesh. But then more than that, I have to learn Sanskrit because most of the deeper spiritual secrets or lessons are all in Sanskrit. So we need to understand Sanskrit and be able to break it down into the languages that we understand. So every culture has their language. So the spirituality of the people is in their language. So if you want to learn some spirituality from a group of people who have a language, you must try as possible to understand a bit of that language in order to understand their spirituality. So J Savi, that's how it is. It's not languages. Spirits understand all languages. And then we have Luca, God 672. How do you get closer to the lowers? What's the best offering? You see, in Haiti, you call them Loa. In West Africa, we don't call them Loa because it's not our language. We call them Voodoo. In West Africa, Voodoo practice. The Loas are usually from Haiti and maybe some diaspora. They call spirit Loa. And how do you get close to a Loa? You get close to a Loa by knowing what Loa you are working with or what spirit or voodoo you are working with. You must know everything about that voodoo, what the voodoo does, the do's of the voodoo and the don'ts of the voodoo, the taboos of the voodoo. And you must understand the incantation of that voodoo to be able to invoke it, either physically or just verbally, and be able to understand it. So without understanding the voodoo you want to work with, there's nothing you can do. So there is no voodoo unless you understand the voodoo you want to work with. So before you start to speak with any spirit or work with any voodoo, the first thing is to make a background check of that voodoo. Find out where the voodoo comes from which sphere, and also to find out whether it is a local voodoo or it's a foreign voodoo or a spirit that your locality are not used to, whatever. And by knowing all these things, when you want to work with the lower or the spirit or the voodoo, it becomes easier for you. That's why for me, all the spirits that I work with, whether they are foreign, like people ask me about Shemham Furash, and I'm able to explain what Shemham Furash is because I had worked with it, I had studied it and know what Shemham Furash are, and I use them in my work a lot. So I understood what they are, so I work with them. So that is what a person is supposed to do. When you want to work with any voodoo, try to understand the type of voodoo you have. If it's an attraction voodoo, if it is a warrior voodoo, or it's a voodoo that revenges, or whatever. Like in the Bible, people talk about Jehovah. Even we get people called they are witnesses of Jehovah. Jehovah is a God of vengeance. If you people you don't know, go back into the books and find out. It's a God of vengeance. That's why the Jews like Jehovah, because it attacks people they consider as their enemies. So it will attack them on their behalf. That's why they love Jehovah, because they are living in a place where it is very volatile. Every time there's war or this thing, and the place does not really belong to them, but they have to fight to live there because they were told that it belongs to their fathers. And the people who were there said, no, we will not agree that you will live here. So they need a god or need a spirit or a deity that can fight on their behalf so that they can survive. This is all that it is. And until today, it's still happening. It's not like me who is saying it. So Lua or no Lua, all that you need to do is to learn about the Lua and understand it and know its incantation. And when you do, forget about the offering. Even if there's offering, you must first understand what the Lua eats, what it likes before you offer. It's not like you just give anything to the Lua. You must find what it wants from either through reading or whatever. Yeah, let's go up. Then we have Mark 79. Say, Papa, have you heard of Yewa Voodoo? She is supposed to be the spirit of the cemetery. No, I've never heard about any. I think you are talking about Yeve. If it is Yeve, I have heard, but I'm not a Yevesi and I have not joined Yeve. But Yewa, I don't know. I've never even heard the name before. Then Mark went on to say, Papa, tell us, is exorcism a scam? Many religions around the world practice it. Exorcism can be a scam and it can also be a reality. It depends on who is doing it. Because if you are doing exorcism and you don't know what spirit you are dealing with, then it's a scam. But if you know the spirit that you are dealing with and you are exorcising people for that spirit to get out of someone, then you are doing a real thing. So exorcism can be a scam and exorcism can be reality too. It depends on what you are, who is doing it. Then we have Ken Sugar say, I enjoy your content. Thank you, sir. Thank you too for joining. Let's move up. Mark Freck will say, yes, I'm teaching in Thailand. I would like to know about directions for financial stability. Mark, what you do is first you need to you need to do a spiritual consultation on whatever is confronting you. And then once the spirit world speaks and find out what is confronting you, they'll give you guidance and tell you what you should do to have a stability in your finances. Thank you very much, Mark Freco. Then we have Emmanuel Anti-Dupe. Is it Dupe or what is it?
Yes, please, Papa.
Do pepe. Do pepe. Okay. Say, please, I'm outside Ghana. What? That's libation work. Okay, if you are outside Ghana, you can still pour libation anywhere. Anywhere in the world is a place to pour libation. There's no special place that you will pour libation. Anywhere you see ground, even when you are in space, you can still pour libation. So it's no problem to say you cannot pour libation when you are outside Ghana. Find a drink and a water and pour, call your ancestors and pray to them. That's what libation pouring is all about. Let's move forward. And then we have sweetie candies. That's true. To Joshua, used to tell us we hear from the Spirit through our heart. Yes, thank you, sweetie candy. And then Jay Sabi said, thank you, Baba. Thank you too for your question. And then we have Prince. How does one communicate? Where is it?
Oh, sorry.
Say, how does one communicate with the Spirit? And one can communicate with Spirit when you have a Spirit. You cannot communicate with Spirit when you don't have a Spirit or you don't have any introduction to any Spirit. How do you communicate with what you don't know? If you have a Spirit, then you know how to communicate with it. You don't just say, I want to communicate with the Spirit without having any knowledge of the Spirit that you want to communicate with. Then we went on, and Adam Baba said, good evening, sir. Good evening. And then Jai Sabi is putting at Mokis Yewa is from Lukumi. Seek more from them. Okay, Lukumi is another is Ifa or Afa that is practiced in Cuba. Lukumi and Isese are the same alphabet practiced in the old ways of the Cubans when people who were taken into slavery and whatever they could still retain. And they call it Lukumi. Some people call it Isese. But it's the same like Afa, Ifa. There's nothing much different. So but maybe the deities that they mention in that are different names, but they may have relationship with the deities that we have here in our motherland. Yes, then and then Adam Baba is saying, good evening, sir. I need your help. Yes, Adam Baba, you can need my help, but then one thing you should never ask me is whether I can make money for you, because I'm not a banker and I don't make money for people. If you want to do consultation and find out what is happening in your life, yes, we are here to guide you and tell you what to do after the Spirit spoke or has spoken. But not like I want money. How can I get rich? I don't do that. I'm not me myself here. I want money. Yeah, I also want money. That's why I work. Then we have Salom. Papa, please, can you teach me how to pour libation to my late dad? I have just said it. Fetch water, pour it on the ground, and call your late dad's name and tell him you are giving him a drink, whether water or alcohol. That's all. That's what you do. And then we have Emmanuel Auntie Dupepe said, Doctor, please, can I pray to my late father? Yes, that's what we call libation pouring. We don't pray. We pour libation. We don't pray. We are not Christians. We are not Muslims. We don't pray. We pour libation. Libation pouring is to be able to acknowledge your ancestors, your father, people who were here before you came, and through them you are here. You honor them by giving them water, and at the same time giving water to the Mother Earth. That's what libation pouring is all about. And then we have Mark 17. I say, Papa, is exorcism a scam? Does it truly work? Yes, it works if people know what to do. Yeah. But it can also be a scam where somebody will just deceive you and be beating people up without really doing anything. Let's go up.
Yes, Papa.
It's finished.
Yes, please.
Okay, so we have let me go to Clubhouse. We have a Sundiata El saying Endai Muari Ma Bokor. Okay, I don't understand that language better. And then he said, what if anything as a collective can we do from a spiritual perspective with regard to the injustice being perpetrated against Niger? money. What can you do? What can you do to see? Because the leaders who are saying that they want to go and fight Niger are not facing the reality. They forgot that there are millions of people in Niger, and then only one man, Bassoum, they are fighting for. That because of Bassoum, they want to reinstate him. But the truth about it is that thousands and thousands of Nigerians are standing and very happy with this coup plotters, or whether, because they felt that they have been taken advantage of for too long by France. And sometimes our leaders, they just sit down because they get a bit from the French or from the Europeans, who they can take care of themselves and their cronies and people who depend on them. They don't care whether the rest of the people are suffering. So what can we do as anything? Nigerians, they know what to do. They are on their path. And whether anybody want to go and attack them, they should go. We are all here. We will see whether they can overcome them, because they are also not stupid. If the whole nation is at least 50-60% of the nation is supporting the insurgency, and you want to go, don't forget that you say you are going to protect those citizens, and those citizens are supporting the people who did the coup. So if you want to go and kill everybody and keep Bassoum alone alive, it's up to our leaders. I mean, I'm not a politician, so I don't get involved into politics so much, because I'm not a politician. Because the politicians are the problem of Africa, but then we need them. Well, without politics, we cannot be here, so we need them. So I'm not a politician, so I don't really talk on political matters. I talk on voodoo, and I know what I can do to protect myself. If I were in Niger, I will be protecting myself and then protecting my loved ones. And if after I have done all that I know and it did not work, then that is what my destiny is. Yeah. So thank you very much, Sundiata. And then we have what do you call it? My RC79 Papa. I think it's the same one on the other one. Papa, the way you explain witchcraft is interesting. So how does the negativity of massive amount of people affect celebrities? Oh, who told you that celebrities are not having challenges? Don't you see that some celebrities, after some time, their name doesn't come up again? And you don't see that sometimes they have some scandals and all here and there. It's also one of those things. Yeah. So who says celebrities are exempted from witchcraft? They are not. People's negative mind towards them sometimes affect them, and you can see people get sick, people die, children die, things happen. So who say they are exempted from what negativity from witchcraft of people is? If people don't tell you about their story, you don't hear, you don't know. That's it. So if you're not hearing a story from somebody, that doesn't mean that they are not. Until they tell you something about the problem they are going through, then you would know. You know, in our Ghana here, we have so many celebrities, and around the world, we have some of them end up in jail, some end up doing certain things they are not supposed to do, and then the law of the land catches up with them. So they are not exempted at all. But are you personally their friend to be able to know what's happening in their life? You cannot know. So celebrities are not exempted from witchcraft or negative thoughts on anything. They are also affected. Maybe some pastors and all these things are going through the same. No one can escape it. And then Sunshine is saying, good question. Thank you, Sunshine. And then Mark 79 says, Papa, what kind of phenomena have you seen in your voodoo practice that you would consider to truly be a violation of the laws?
the laws of science.
A violation of the laws of science. For example, Indians claim some gurus can levitate. I haven't seen anything whereby I would say that it can go against the laws of nature. Than when rain is falling and you tell the rain to stop and the rain stop. Is it not against the laws? Or is it not powerful enough to tell you that a human being can stop rain from falling? Or a human being can call rain, that rain should fall? That alone is enough for me. So that levitation story is not real. So forget about that Indian levitation. It does not exist. People did it and their buttocks is paining them. They're jumping and say they're levitating, their legs are opening them. If you see levitation inside books and in video, that those levitations are all magical secrets or magic tricks or illusions. So that is it. So it is not anything anymore. If people can fly, you will see them flying every day. It is not like they can only fly in some corner. Those things are all scam. In India, I never saw anybody flying. Mr. Ajin Asari said he saw people flying in India. I don't know where he saw them. Sometimes people choose to tell you that they have power. Anyway, me, I live in India for long. I work with Indians from my childhood. Even from Ghana, here, I was living with Indians. I was living in the ashram, the Jagrati, until I went to Nigeria, also live with Indians and other people before finally going to India to be trained. But I've never seen any Indian flying. We all sit down and do meditation, cross our leg in the Padmasa post. We all, the lotus pose, as it's called in English, is Padmasa in Sanskrit. In Padmasa pose, we sit down and we do our meditation, but I've never seen anybody levitating before. And I don't want to deceive myself or anybody to say that they see people levitating. So there is nothing, nobody is levitating. It's all stories. I will tell you our forefathers were levitating. So why can't your forefather, you people learn that from your forefather and then levitate today? There was this guy in Japan called Shoko Asahara who was teaching yoga or this year. They have a very big group that they were levitating. I used to see people jumping their buttocks that they are levitating. Nobody has levitated. He himself has never levitated. At the end of the day, he had a scandal where he killed some lawyers and put them inside acid. And he is serving a jail term, and I think he is supposed to be killed, whether he has been hanged already or not. He has been sentenced to death. No, none of them has levitated. If they would do levitation, then somebody is with camera in such a way that when you jump up, then they shoot you. For that moment, the camera will capture you as in the air. But within the next second, you are falling down. But that one, camera will not shoot. They will not shoot that one again. There's no levitation anywhere. I've never seen anybody levitated. I have been. I told you where I was trained. When they are doing this thing, what do you call it? The Kumbh Mela, which is every 12 years that the gurus and people walk from all over India and come to sadhus and ascetics all walk from all over India to come to Varanasi to pray at the Hindu temple or at the Ganga Ghat. Nobody is flying in the air. The only thing you see that they have Rasta, and that's it. They are spare ashes on their body, and then that's it. Nobody has levitated. I've not even seen our master levitating before. So please leave those stories. When we are talking about reality of spirituality, go into Voodoo and you will see. Okay, then Alec Kwe said, thank you for sharing your wisdom, sir. Do you also personally have any experience with the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram? Yeah, I have a whole lot of books and things that I have studied. I have the Lesser Key of Solomon, other books. I even have the Indian magic and I have Indian magic. It's a book, a big book by the Lawrence, which I have. I also have a Secret Law of Magic that is written by a Muslim. I have all these things. The lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. I should have the book of black magic, maybe having that information in it, but I have not practiced it, so I cannot tell about it. Then we have astrology guru. So hello, Togbe. Is African astrology, or is it too complex to be thought of in the same way? Afar is a divination tool. It is not astrology. It is beyond astrology. Why do I say so? Because we are not looking into any star before telling you that when the star is in this position and it is in this angle, then this thing will happen. No. Afar is a divination tool which is able to look into God, if I may say, to see what is happening behind the scene that normal human beings cannot see. It is not any position of any star or the position of any particular planet that is telling people what is happening. Afar even has up to the dietary diet, how to eat, what to eat, things you should do in life, and all this. So Afar is beyond astrology. So it is the message from the spirit world, or the message from God, that we try to scratch and get something. You can't get everything, but you can get something that you can use to move your life and the life of other people forward. So Afar is not astrology. Afar is not astrology. And he thought in the same way, in a superficial way, it seems similar to Vedic astrology. It is possible that it could be Vedic astrology, but you see, in the Vedas, in the Vedic time, yeah, there were so many kind of spirituality. Could be that Afar maybe from that time too, and also it may be that it came from Africa to Asia. I'm not very sure, but Afar is beyond astrology. It's beyond numerology. It is beyond palmistry. It is a mathematical discipline, because some school of thought say God is a mathematics. That's why even the word ashram in Sanskrit is representing maths. Okay, so Afar is a mathematics actually, where figures of binary 1212 or 020202 0101 becomes the whole thing. It is the same base like how computer is formed. That's why some computer companies called the Oracle also existed. I think they are still existing. Yes, it is the Oracle. It is based on binary. That's what Afar is. It's a mathematics. But when you, but then if the mathematics, let's say like in Hebrew Kabbalah, where the number 4 represents some God, and then the number 2 also represents some entity or some deity, and then as it was said, and then up to about number 72, that being represent. That's how Afar is. So Afar is a little bit like figures. It's a figurative divination, and it has nothing directly with astrology. Maybe sometime in some story they will tell you that something had happened at this time, and the sun and the moon and thunder and all this have come to compete to see who is most powerful and all this. There's some of the story, but it is not astrology. It's totally beyond astrology. It is to know and study the mathematical this and know each story that comes with the mathematics. Then, when you have the divination chain and it is properly prepared, the divination chain is prepared with certain herbs that can make the divination chain to be able to pick whatever you had spoken on your money. And it is not like a joke. It will pick it and tell you exactly what is happening in your life. Okay. Then we have again. Thank you very much, Astrology Guru, for that question. Then we have Anita de Assis. Say, Mirale Aka Nida B. Thank you and blessings to you. Good to see you after all this time. Thank you very much, Anita de Assis. And then we have Alekwese. Are there African practices that can help with building up the spiritual body of light? Which one is light? When you say spiritual body of light, what do you mean by that? Alek, I don't understand. You can come again and let me know what you mean by the spiritual body of light. Haven't you ever heard me that I say God is not light? It's only in religion that God is light. Someone who has created, or the energy that has created light, and you are telling us that thing is also light. If it has a power to create light, where was it before creating light? Don't you see that it was in darkness? Anyway, let me go to Clubhouse. We haven't gone to revolution and all this,
Okay.
Okay, let me go finish the Clubhouse. We have Sundiata saying that is it possible to know your totem without initiation? When you say totem, what do you mean? To know your spirit? How can you know your spirit if you are not initiated? That thing that is being done in the diaspora, where people will say they know your head spirit and they give you to say, we don't do that in our every do. We don't do that in Afa. Until you are initiated, you cannot know anything. You can read from people, you can hear stories of people, but for you to know, you need to be initiated. And then we have Zia Bahuden say, greetings, Papa. Greetings to you, Zia. And then we have Zia Bahuden say, I'm working. What is the importance of Bokor Legba? The Bokor Legba is when you are initiated into Afa. You will be given your Bonli. Bonli means your destiny. The path of your destiny, it will be given to you when you are initiated. It is that time that it will show what you are and what you are coming to do in this world and how you go about it. That is when you are initiated. And when you are initiated, a legba will be made for you as a bokor, so that whatever work you are doing, legba becomes your partner and assistant that takes your work and messages into the spirit world. That's how it is in And legba is not something you can buy from a shop, or you can just make it for yourself. There are certain things, certain herbs, and certain things go into the legba, so that the legba has become a living entity. So whenever you give information to it, you will see that the information will be worked on and it will be fulfilled and you get solution. So legba is not just the image people see. There's more into legba than just what people are carrying around. Say, I have legba, I have legba. Legba has a lot of things in it that connect you, the bokor, with the spirit world. That's why when you do a vosa, you take it to your legba, and your legba take the vosa into the spirit world. That is what we call bokor legba. They have other legbas like joka legba and all these things are also called legba, but bokor or afa legba is a special legba that work with you as a bokor or as a afa priest, where you and that legba become partners, in the sense that it is always there to work the spiritual aspect while you do the physical aspect. That's how much I can explain about Bokor Legba. Then Zia Bahuden said, do all Afa priests need Bokor Legba? Yes, if you want to be an Afa priest, you need to have a Legba. Otherwise, how are you going to be? Who is going to be carrying your messages into the spirit world? Okay, so from here I'm going to Zia say, I see. Thank you so much. You are very much welcome. Then we have on Revolution page. There's a lot of people here. We have Henry Hansen say, Papa, truly speaking, don't get sick. We need you every day. This spiritual and physical world is very difficult to understand, especially we don't know anything about it. It's like we are on a battlefield and don't know who the enemy are. Serious. You are telling the truth. We are on a battlefield. We don't know who our enemies are. That's why we always have to be alert, be prepared that when the enemy comes from the right, we will be able to prevent or protect ourselves. If they come from the left, or they come from our front or from our back, we'll be able to defend ourselves. So the world is a spiritual field. It's a battlefield, and we need spirituality able to navigate it and be successful. They born some children, one day they die. Some will live for a week, they die. Some a month. Some will live for 1 year. Some 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Some will live even for up to 100 years before dying. What do you think is happening? Why should somebody live long and somebody cannot live long? Are they all not sent into this world by their destinies and by God? If you don't know, if God gave you, send you into this world today, if your parents are not able to protect you when you are young, anything can happen to you. And when you grow to a point and you are no more under your parents' care, yourself, you must know how to protect yourself. And if you don't know how to protect yourself, you are in trouble. So if you die today, or you die tomorrow, or you die at the age of 100 years, God does not care. Even the ants are also created by God. Mosquitoes were created by God, if we are saying God created the world. And when people are killing mosquitoes and killing ants, and the cars are running over, ants are dying, you think God cares? You must know how to protect yourself. When the frog wants to cross the road, it will wait and listen to the sound of the road to know that where the car is and where the frog is, and look at the distance between where it stands and how it can cross. And you see that the frog will jump some big steps so that it can cross before the coming vehicle or whatever motor vehicle that is coming. Sometimes the frog will miscalculate, and then it will jump before you know, the car walks over it. You think God cares? Think and think well. So we have our brother Johannes Michael. Say greetings, Papa. Hello, Michael. How are you? Thank you very much for coming and to join the decision. Then Michael is saying that, Papa, is the cinnamon have spiritual? Is the cinnamon? The cinnamon, as in cinnamon?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Every plant has a spiritual value. Every plant has a spiritual value until you know how to use that plant. For you, it is just useless. That's what voodoo is. We learn about plants, we learn about herbs, we learn about trees, we learn about rivers, we learn about stones. Until you know how to use it in its proper way, to you it's a useless thing. But somebody may use the same thing and achieve or get some solution to some problem. So we are supposed to know how to live in harmony with nature, and that's all that the practice of voodoo is. Move up and let's see. And then Henry Hansen said, Papa, I think you must teach in our universities. You have too much knowledge that people must hear you loud and clear. Good teachers. May our God of the universe bless you at all the time. Yes, at all time. Thank you very much, Dr. Henry Hansen. I'm grateful to you. Thank you very much for that. And maybe a day will come, if I will not be able to teach, my children will teach, and also all of you will teach, because whatever I am teaching you today, I have also learned it somewhere along the way. And now you two, you are learning from me, and maybe one day you can also be teaching some other people. So thank you for that. And let's all open our ears and listen to life. Yes. So Charles Graham said, good afternoon, Togbe. How are you and the family doing? Hope you are well, sir. Can you please explain this to me, please? Is it possible to cook yourself at a shrine for both physical and spiritual protection? Of course, when we say in every language that we are cooking ourselves, it's only what it simply means that you are protecting yourself with energies and entities and spiritual secrets that you can you are fortifying yourself, so you can do it anywhere. When they say they cook you, it's just spiritual protection is what we call cooking person. It's not like they put you inside the pot and cook you. And then whether you can fire a bullet through your fingers in the shape of a gun, as I have seen on YouTube, thanks. For you to fire a bullet through your hand, as you see on YouTube, is a scam. How can you fire a bullet through your hand? Your hand is a gun, or it's a metal. And did you put a gunpowder into your hand before you are firing bullet through your finger? Those are scams. Those are magic tricks that people use to scam people. However, there is what the Avis call tukwe. There are some incantations and some voodoo that they'll prepare. You can hold it in your hand and point it to a person and say the incantation, and then imagine that certain things have entered the person's body. Yes, the person will start feeling pain at a certain point that you have aimed your finger at. But it is now going to come out with fire and everybody will see. So that's why they will not know who has actually attacked the person with the tukwe. Tukwe simply means shotgun, but tukwe is not what you saw on YouTube, somebody firing gun through their hand. It's all lies. It's all lies. So it's all lies. Because people just want to create content and make money from YouTube. So please don't believe in those things, because it will deceive you and you will not know the reality. Just like people who say they were making money for people. Others have lost their life trying to get money made for them. If the people can make money for themselves, make money for you, why they didn't make for themselves? You think that I know how to make money here and I will not make money for myself? Why should I be calling you to bring money before I make for you? I'll make it. And if it's good money, I'll make it and go and let my family enjoy. Even if me, myself, I cannot enjoy, I'll let my family members and everybody enjoy. I'll make them rich. Because my family members, they come to me to assist them financially from time to time. If I can make money, why won't I just make money for all of them, so that I'll be free from their worries? So people who tell you they can make money, and then you see on this empty bag comes, and before you know, the bag is full. These are all camera tricks and everything. Those malams have no power at all. They are just trying to scam you and take your money. So please think well. Yes, let's go up. And then we have Edem Komla. He said, good afternoon, Daddy. Hello, Edem. But what have we done to you, Edem? For all this time, you couldn't even call and tell me that, Papa, I am here, I am there. Your elder sister came here looking for you, asked me whether you have been here or not. What is going on? What crime have I committed? What sin have I committed? I don't talk about sin, but what crime have I committed against you so much that you cannot even call and tell me, oh, Papa, I move away from here and I'm here now. Please, I wish you well and thank you for joining the section. What is it?
The question.
Go to the top. There's questions there in the top. We have not answered at all. Okay, we have a Van Terico. I think he's been here for 7 minutes. That's okay. Say, Papa, why does not eating of palm oil taboo come up so frequently for many different people? Okay, Van Terico, the reason why the eating of palm oil, or to stop you from eating palm oil, comes quickly for people is that when witches are attacking you, it is also believed that palm oil, red palm oil, is used as blood in witchcraft. witches way when we talk about witches. So when they prevent you from eating palm oil, they are just stopping you from the witches from eating together with you. So if you are eating palm oil, the witches may have opportunity, a chance to be eating with you in spirit. And that will poison your body and poison everything you are doing. So the prevention sometimes come when the oracle advises you. That's why I said Afa gives you even dietary regulations and restrictions, because it knows that what you are eating is what is giving chance to certain energies to be able to penetrate into your aura. So it will tell you to stop eating it so that you will not get your aura affected by another energy. That's why they always say it, because palm oil is one of the things we use in feeding witches. It's one of their favorite food. Thank you very much. And then we have a Sila Meji say, good evening, Papa. Wish you speedy recovery. Thank you very much, my in-law. How is our princess? Thank you. That my regards to the whole family, to your mother and your uncles. Thank you very much. And then we have a Vanterico again. It's the same question, right? No, it's at the top. Okay.
Yes.
Say, Papa, what you said about palm oil and witches, does that apply to eating from the hands of menstruating girlfriends or wife? Thank you. Some Bokors who are or spiritual people are also advised that they should not eat when a woman is menstruating, whether it's your wife, it's your girlfriend, or the same. The reason being that during a woman's cycle, when they are menstruating, it is the impurities that are in their body that is coming out. It is coming out physically, and at the same time, it's also spiritual. You can imagine that some ladies, when during that period, they are very moody, and some are in pain, some are having other moods and all this thing. So, and these are all emotions and waves that comes out of the person who is going through that time. So you are or it is advisable that you avoid it, so that you being someone who is trying to have spiritual development, it is easy for you to pick these waves and vibrations and emotions coming from somebody to enter into you. So it is advisable. But for some people, they do not care. They just live their life. They don't do so. If it is not a restriction for you, you don't have a problem. Me, as you see me, when a person is angry, I will not let you cook food for me. Moment you are with me and you get angry, I will not let you cook my food. Unless I don't know, then I'll eat the food. But when I eat food from someone is angry before cooking the food, I will have stomach problem. That's why if I notice that you are angry before you are going to cook food for me, I'll tell you don't cook it, or if you cook, I will not eat. Because personally, I will have effect. My stomach will start paining me. That's why I don't eat food from angry people. So, Vanterico, that's my answer to your question. And then we have Henry Hansen there say, Papa, forgive Tom. He doesn't know what he's saying. Oh, those are children. They thought that they know more, but then they are deceiving themselves. But they will also grow up if they are very clever and they have the desire to know the truth. One day they will get there. But for now, that's where they are. If you're in class 1, you cannot compare yourself to somebody who is in university. But sometimes your daughter or your son will come from kinder school, and then he or she will be singing some song, and then you join in singing that song. Then the first question you ask, are you also going to our school? Eh? He said, are you also coming to our school? How do you know how to sing this song? Because to that child, that is the first time the child is hearing that song, and it is their teacher who taught them. And you, the papa or mama, you were not in that class. So how do you know that song?
As you know,
You were inside class 1 or kinder school at one time before. But as they grow, they begin to understand that, my daddy too went to school before. They will know that you can sing the song. So that's what it is with this kind of people who come here. Jesus loves you. And you are still hungry. Jesus loves you. Jesus loved us before. We are still hungry in Africa like this. Don't you see that only white people are successful? This man who's saying Jesus loves you, say maybe don't get Bible, sir. Don't get money to buy Bible. Then come and make noise here because you are showing a faceless human being because we don't know who you are, so you come and say stupid thing. Look, when you read class 2, you will know that class 1 people too, they are in school. Okay, then we have a DJ say when you do protection, is it general that nothing will harm you or it will be about a particular thing? In this life, you can never say nothing will harm you. Even people's word can also harm you. When you do a protection, you are doing it that even if any harm will come, you will still be alive. If you are confronted with any challenges in the time or in your life, all that we beg for is life. So it is not that when you when you are you do a protection, it is not that nothing can happen to you. I told you people of my recent travel to the Volta region. We all were protected. We did our necessary vosa and rituals as Afa directed us to do before traveling. Afa told us not to travel at night. And it got to a point, the things we were doing before leaving, night will catch us on the way, or night will befall us on the way. And then we were going. I was very much aware of what Afa told me that we shouldn't travel at night. But here we are traveling at night. And we were descending the hill, and another car was descending the hill in a jungle area where there is no light, no moonlight whatsoever. And then I put my hazard with the mind that the other car coming will see my hazard and try to avoid hitting me or me hitting him. And he gave me light, but I thought that light he gave me was to say that my highlight was too high. So I dimmed my light. So I couldn't see anything, but I was just driving. And before I knew, we were almost coming to have a head-on collision. But luckily, his mirror and my mirror were the only ones that crashed each other. So the space between my car and his car is only the size of our mirror. That could have gone, that I would have hit him on his side, and he could have hit me straight away on my side. And it could have been a big distance because we were all on speed, top speed. And this is what protection does for you. That something will happen, but you will be alive. This is what we ask for. We cannot say when you have protection, so nothing will happen to you. Things will happen, but you will be taken out of it. Thank you very much, DJ. And then we have Henry Fitz. How can you open your road for becoming successful? By doing a reading and know what is blocking you. Then Henry Fleet went on to say, which spirits are good to use for successful spells? I don't know. I don't use witchcraft to do anything in my spiritual practice. So I don't know who uses it for successful spells. So I don't know. If you have people who use it, yeah, you can go to them, but not at my shrine. Okay. Then we had, which place haven't we been?
we've done Facebook and let's go to this one, YouTube.
Okay, we go back to YouTube and we have Alec. Akwasi was on Zoom.
Yes, please.
Is he still there?
Yes, please.
Akwasi? Are you sure he's still there?
Yes, please.
Akwasi? Which place have we been?
Hello, Papa.
Yes, how are you? Okay, we go back to YouTube and we have Alec. Akwasi was on Zoom.
I'm doing well, Papa.
Is he still there? We thank God. We thank God. I didn't see you asking questions, so.
Oh,
yeah.
I had a question. I wrote it up on the meeting chat.
Okay, then let them get it. Let me answer your question because today there's a lot of good questions are coming from everywhere, which is very, very encouraging. I am happy that people are waking up. Yeah. And say, hello, Papa. Hope you are doing well. I want to ask about the use of words of affirmation and the use of mental visualization in spirituality. Okay. Yes. Because it is imagination and visualization, affirmations are what make the mind to be able to achieve. Because even people who were doing physical science, before they will go to the moon, or people who are sending satellites in the sky, or traveling from one place to another in space, they all use their mental imagination to know what they wanted to do, and then they sat down and planned how they will execute it. So without imagination and visualization, it is very difficult for you to attain anything. Even in Vodou, when I sit in my house here and somebody asks me to do a ritual for them, or I did a reading for someone and the person wanted me to do a vosa, I put my mind onto it that whatever I am doing, the spirit world is going to take it and go and get the answer or fulfill the physical thing that I have done. So the mind is the greatest tool that has been given to humankind by nature. And if you use your mind very powerfully, you'll be able to know. When I open the mirror and I sit down here and start looking into the mirror, it is my mind that is empowering with the spirit help to go far places to fetch information and knowledge and bring back to me. And then I will relate it to whoever wants this. So the mind uses mental visualization and affirmation to achieve. It is very, very important. If your mind cannot do that, it will be very difficult for you to be able to achieve anything in spirituality. Akwesi. And Akwesi went on to say, which is used more in spirituality? Is it better to combine the two or use one over the other in spirituality? You have to combine the two all the time. Because even when we are praying and pouring libation to our ancestors, we are actually making affirmation. And at the same time, we are making the mental visualization that our ancestors are accepting our offering. So both are needed to achieve great success.
Thank you very much, Papa. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Akwesi. Thank you too for that question. Okay, we go back to Aleko is a spiritual body of light is how some occultists refer to the eternal body of man, the part of us that survives death. That is what we call in Vodou a se, your inner self, your destiny, or the Hindus call it Atma. They call it Atma. So that is your esse, is the one that came here with you, and is the one that will live with you. The physical body is just a clothing to make it to be able to do physical things. See, the human mind is not a physical thing. That's why you can be where you are now and you think about your house, wherever you came from, and you can think about your house, and your mind will take you to your house and exactly even take you to your room. But physically, you are not there. So, is the mind. Mind is not a physical thing, but it's able to. It lives inside a physical human organ called the brain, and the brain has nerves and other things that can create connections to your hands and body, and you can do this thing because it's the brain that will want to walk, and then you walk. The action part of the brain will make you walk, but it's the mind who will decide that I want to walk, and then the active part of the brain that is for motor, this thing will now go and inform the nerves and everything that we are going to walk, and then you walk. That's why when people suffer stroke and all this thing, and that part of the brain is now damaged. So even if you are thinking, but because the place is dead, the your mind cannot activate them to let you until medicine, herbal medicine or normal medicine will activate that place, and then it becomes okay. So when the mind send information, then the brain will take it over. I'm sorry, I'm not a scientist, but I'm just trying to say some things that I know somewhere along the way. Okay, so where was the question? Yeah. So that part is in every culture, we call it your esse, your destiny. The Christians or religious people call it the soul. Hindus call it Atma. And then other Africans have, I think the Igbos call it Chi. The Yorubas call it Ori. And all this in the head spirit, whatever it is. Or no, it comes. That one comes with the head spirit, but your spirit itself, the inner self. That is the one. Is that what you are calling the eternal body of man? Yeah, there are so many things in Ewe, Afar, and also in Yoruba and other African traditional spirituality that guides you and help you to develop it. Here in our shrine, we are practicing Ewe Voodoo. What we do first is to find out what is happening in your life. We will remove the negative part of that energy or that mind or say or the eternal body, because everything has positive and negative. Then when the negative part is being subsided, then we encourage you with so many things that you'll be doing to move the positive side up, and then your eternal body will become stronger. That's what it is. And I like Kwe went on and said there are some tantra ideas about kundalini being used to attain nirvana, godhood. Kula kundalini is supposed to be the divine serpent, which is sitting down at the base of your spine. We have the Muladhara chakra. Then we have the Swadhisthana chakra. The Muladhara chakra is at the base of your spine, and it's said to represent physical this. Then we have the Swadhisthana chakra, which is at the base of your sexual organ, and this is supposed to be the one that controls the liquid factor in your body and the fluid. And then we have the Manipura at your navel point, which is supposed to control the fire in your body. Then we have the Anahata at the chest, the base of your chest, which is supposed to have the area. That's why when you get cough and all this, it's your chest that is affected. That's Anahata. Then we have the Vishuddha at the base of your throat or your Adam's apple, the Vishuddha chakra. Then we have this is supposed to control sound. the Vishuddha chakra, supposed to control sound. That's why people who are very good orators, that means their Vishuddha chakra is developed. And then we have the Agya chakra, which is where people call the third eye. Agya. People don't know how to pronounce it properly. They say Ajna chakra. It's not called Ajna. It's pronounced in Sanskrit Agya. When you don't know, you don't know. It's not called Ajna chakra. It's called Agya chakra. It's supposed to be the third eye, people say. Then we have the Sahasrara chakra, which is the fawn tunnel, the base of the 1,000 lotus. And you know, we have the pituitary and the pineal glands in this region. And these are the ones that can know and can see. That seat of God, the pituitary and the pineal glands. They are physical glands in the human being. And when you are talking about Kula Kundalini, that's the full name of Kundalini. It's Kula Kundalini. It is said that when you are doing spiritual development or you are on spiritual path, especially on the Hindu path, you are supposed to do meditation and let the Kundalini rise up. And the Kundalini is supposed to rise up and pass through all these energy centers, or called chakras in Hinduism. Yeah, in the Oriental science, chakras in Hinduism. So this Kundalini, people say that you can raise it all the way to the Agya chakra and to Sahasrara chakra, but I've never seen anybody who was able to raise it. It's only in stories that we have heard it. Yes, you can meditate and feel some kind of energy within you, but you not feel anything rising. Me, I've meditated many years before I sit down here teaching about voodoo. It's not that I don't know about meditation. As I told you, that I'm a tantric yogi. So going to nirvana or going to godhood, every culture has their way. The Aves don't need meditation to go to godhood, because for us, God and nature are intermingled. They are the same thing. So where are you going? Heaven? There's no heaven. So when you are thinking that there's a place that you are going to go and enjoy godhood or whatever, for us it is to become one with nature, merge with nature. That's what is the Ave way. When the physical body dies, the soul, the inner self, the Atma, your esse, your ori, all these things, the umme, all these things, destiny, all is the same thing, and they go back to the spirit world. And when time for them to come back and continue their journey, they come back. So that heaven thing and that hell thing is only in religion. It's not in real spirituality, and especially in every spirituality, there's nothing called heaven and there's nothing called hell, because whatever you do, you pay for it here. If you are fortunate that you don't pay for it before leaving, you come back and pay for it. You come here. There's no Angel Gabriel at the gate of heaven checking a book to see whether you are a sinner or you're not a sinner. You pay here. That's why when you are taking any action, think first before you take the action. So people are saying that they say if your Kundalini is being used to attain nirvana, which nirvana simply means heaven or nothingness, or godhood. Some Westerners call it body of light. Okay, me, I didn't know that name. That the Kundalini is a body of light. Me, I know it's called the divine serpent, or the divine sleeping serpent or something. I was wondering if us Africans have similar ideas and techniques. No, we don't do meditation. Africans they will, and then it happens. We don't do meditation. We will, like I was saying about the rain. I can tell rain not to fall, and it will not fall. We will, because I am at that moment in harmony with nature. So when I call upon nature, nature has to understand that I was in need. That's why I was calling upon it, and nature will respond positively. It is not the Kundalini matter. There's not Kundalini. How many people have you seen them say their Kundalini has risen even past the first chakra before? Let's go on up and see. Then we have Mark 79. Papa, please tell us about Gu. A Gu is just the god of iron and anything to do with metal. That's what a Gu is in our nation. So when people discover iron, the Iron Age, that was the event of a Gu as a spirit to show itself. So a Gu in our every area can be in the form of a metal knife, anvil, and hammer. Most people call it, some people in the Tong area call it Avanyevi. Avanyevi as a Gu. But then in my area, we call, in my area where I come from, Hohwe, Bando area, we call it Bedegu. Bedegu means the blacksmith's instrument, Bedegu. Some people have it as a family deity where they worship it, and some people they have other ways of putting the egu. So that is what egu is. And the Yorubas call it Ogun, but it's the same, the god of iron. Then we have Mark 7 and Papa. Please tell us. Okay, we have a Kobna Penny. Say hi, Papa. Happy to hear that you are doing much better today. Sending blessings to you and the whole AMT team. Thank you very much, Kobna. We are very grateful. And my regards to your lovely girlfriend, Ada, and all your loved ones. And then David Peace is saying, and love Baba. And thank you very much, all of you, for today's decision. What's the time now?
6:20 now.
Okay, we have some work to do. So all of you have been very good today, asking very good questions that concern all of us. That is directly related to our plight and problems. It's very good that you asked such questions. It is very, very beautiful. I'm very grateful, and I thank you all for being here today. Let's see TikTok, and then if there's anything there, we just discuss it and then we close. Okay, we have a Shakti cycle. I just love the way you make things so easy to be understand. May the universe bless you. Thank you, Shakti cycle. I'm very grateful for that. And then we have Salam. Say, Papa, may the universe and the ancestors grant you long life and give you more insight. Salam. Akpai. Thank you very much. And then again, we move on. Salam again. Say, Papa, what can I do? Say, Papa, what can I do for solid protection? You have to visit someone who has the knowledge of preparing protection for you. You can't just sit in the house and somebody will protect you in the air. You need to visit people who have the secret of protection, people who have the knowledge, and then you will discuss it and they will tell you what they will take from you, the items they will need, and then they will protect you. That's what we all did. We all didn't just sit down and say we want protection and then the protection just jumped from the sky and came to us. We all went for it. So if you want protection, you have to go for it. And then we have Salam Shell. Is very, very true. Thank you very much, Salam Shell. And then we have Chrissy. I respect you a lot. Thank you very much, Chrissy. And then Kofi Possible say greetings, Papa. Hello, Kofi. How are you? Thank you very much. And then Kofi Possible went on and said, Papa, please, can you teach me how to activate crystals? Kofi Possible, I don't know how to activate crystals because in our tradition, there is nothing about crystals. If you are telling me how to use herbs, use trees and stones, yes, I may tell you, okay, this stone like a dekpe, how to use it for spiritual things. And I can tell you this herb and this herb, when you combine it and you use it, this is what you get. But crystals, they are Asian. They are not African. They are not part of voodoo spirituality. So those people who are teaching you about crystals and quartz and all these things. Please, they are the best people who will. They are the people who will be able to teach you about crystals. But for us in Voodoo or for my shrine, we don't know much about crystals, so I cannot teach you anything about crystal. And then we have one person called Iron Will says scams. Okay, let's go on. Then Kofi Possible is say, Papa, please. Okay, it's the same. Say, can you teach me how to activate crystals? No. And then we have okay, it's the same thing. So Kofi, I don't know about crystals, so I will be a liar if I tell you that will come. Let me teach you about crystal because I've never done anything crystal myself before, apart from my crystal ball that I look into it and be able to do a reading. But that one is also because I have passed through so many initiations and my eye is open, my inner eye is open. That's why when I look into the crystal ball, I'll be able to see. Then we have Scobie say, Papa, the other one?
Yes, please.
My brother, long time, will come see you in Spinters. Your friend, Bo. Okay, I am here. Thank you very much, Scooby. And then Kofi, I think it's the same. Then the Mayor Trios say, can you do work for someone even they are not in your shrine? Yes, of course. We do work across the globe. Anyway, we are working. Because at the end of the day, we only do the physical aspect of the work. The spirits are universal. They can go anywhere, they can be anywhere. Once they give us the directions on what to do, when we do it, they will be able to get to you. Thank you, Demetrius. And then we have Scooby again. Will surely come see you. Okay, I'm here. You just make sure you pick the number in the profile and then call me before you come, because it's not always that I am at the shrine. So when you just walk in, you may not meet me. So if you want to come, just give me a call first, and then I'll tell you when I will be in. So when you come, you definitely will see me. And then we have a Coffee Possible say, Papa, please, how can I contact you? Okay, our contact is in the profile. It's in our profile. You can get the number anytime and then call, and they will respond to you. Then you can meet us. Then we have Push A Ton. Say, greetings, Papa. Okay, Push A Ton. Say greetings to you too. How are you and how is family? I'm grateful to all of you for coming to this program. Then Nana Kofi say hi. Hello, Nana Kofi. How are you? And how is family? My regards to everybody. Okay, so we have done almost about 3 to 4 hours.
Yes.
So I'm going to close today's section. We have other works to do for people who has asked us to do works for them, and because I have not been very strong, I wasn't able to do a lot of work. But now that I'm getting strong slowly, I will be able to work for people. Then Push A Ton and say, please, how can one know his purpose and what brought him here? By doing a reading and getting initiation. When you do a spiritual consultation and you get a initiation, you will know the purpose of your being here and what you are supposed to do to be successful and what you are supposed to do to fail. And if you choose to fail, then you do the things they told you not to do. And if you choose to be successful, if you follow the guidelines of the oracle, you will succeed. And then Nana Kofi goes on to say, good evening. And Kofi Possible say, Papa, please, can you do a besa for me if it come, and if I don't come to your place? A besa to ask, yeah, if you want to do a consultation, even if you don't come, we can do a consultation for you. So you pick the number and they will give you the direction on what to do, and we can do a consultation for you. You don't necessarily always have to be here physical, but if you are here physically, that is the best, because you will be able to ask a lot of questions that are confronting you. So thank you. And I saw Junichi is on the Clubhouse. Hello, konnichiwa, Junichi. Ogenki desu ka? Thank you very much for joining. And Bokor, Senyo, and Zia. Thank you all. And I think Shamba came, but he left. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all for coming to the program today. And Kofi, possibly, Papa, please can do. Okay. And then said KK, thanks, Papa. Thank you to Kofi and all of you who has been here, who have been participated or contributed to the program today. And our brother Timmy Nyambe said good evening, Papa, and the AMT family watching you live from Zambia. Timmy, hello, Timmy. Thank you very much for joining. We are almost at the end of today's program. Meanwhile, this thing is already stored up on YouTube and everywhere, and you can all watch it again. There's somebody there,
Yes.
Koku Agbako. And then, okay, Koku Agbako, say thank you, Papa, for the knowledge. It helps a lot and a big guide on this journey to self-actualization. You are always welcome. That's why African Magic Temple is here. Our duty to demystify spirituality and make it easy, African traditional spirituality, easy for everybody to understand. There's nothing to fear. And a lot of people will put fear into you in order to destabilize you and disarm you so that they can take advantage of you. At African Magic Temple, we will tell you as it is. We don't put fear into you. We will tell it as pure as it is. We don't joke. We don't play games here. Thank you all for being here. Okay. Oh, talk with mama pete. I found my do pete. Me that way. Me your fan go no fact bo ma jeso. Ko pese pepe to so le me that pa vidi. Me your pali be meji eku meji wole meji di meji lo so meji wole meji abla meji akla meji guda meji sa meji ka meji trupe meji. Tula meji lete meji che meji fu meji pali che tula me yo. Klebo bi ne come for toba de obu ama toba de nyade. E me ke bete bete che me ade pe me ne fulo. Glovi me chozu o palo ne ko glovi do po me da gbo. Liko. Logbo ti me ja hin ti fe jere ji olo.
Thank you very much.
Logbo ti me ja hin ti fe jere ji o. Gbere aye tutu madu agbara fe ji o do apo manya manya. E Bokor ba ti ne kure da do ne beta lo. So we can atiku ne Bokor no tonu ide be ade da ne jere ta ko da jere beta. Hey, Mayomi akpe. Everybody should have a very successful week. May the ancestors continue to bless you and guide you on this path. Thank you all, and thank you all on Clubhouse. Somebody had raised hands, so I say, okay, I don't think it's.
Kofi. Okay, we are finishing, so please get ready and you transition and turn off the mic.
And then we have a Koku Agbeko Spirit Recovery, Papa. May the ancestors heal you holy. Ache. Mache ku mache do akwera gbe bida gba sida gbe ko ache. Ache.
Is it back? Stand by.
Tara too was here. Okay. And Kwasi was here. All of you. Thank you all very much. Those of you on Clubhouse. There's one last. Okay, Zia is saying thank you. Thank you to all of you, Zia. All of you who had been here. It's been a pleasure learning from you and you also learning from me. May the Lord continue. May the ancestors and the gods of our fathers continue to bless you and help us meet again next week. Thank you very much. And bye-bye to all of you.
Transition. Please,